Mm. I got salute to everybody, and everybody salute. 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 Wakanda Lisa. Couch Merlot in the building. Carlos in the building. Salute to everybody out there in YouTube Landia, man. Shout out to everybody out there in YouTube Landia, man. We got a lot going on out here in these streets, man. It's a lot going on. It's like today was like the reckoning. Today was like a reckoning and shit. You know what I'm saying? They was like a reckoning. It's like salute to everybody out there in YouTube Landia, man. We got a great show for you guys tonight, man. We're gonna get into everything, man. I make sure everything remains raw. Okay? I make sure shout out to everybody out there, man. Yeah, I saw an interesting video about that flight yesterday though. I want to share it with you guys, man. I want to share it with you guys right quick, man. This video.
Not very good. The original is going to show us something that's going to change this whole thing. Let me run the video that I'm talking about, and you take a look at it, and then I'll talk about it after it runs. Can you hear how crisp that is? You didn't hear that. You didn't hear the actual crash on the original video. You could see it, but you didn't hear it. Why? Because there was people talking in the background. This original is much sharper. Now you're looking at it going, well, I've seen that a bunch of times. You haven't seen it this clearly a bunch of times. Now I want to run it again, and we're going to zoom in on something, and I'm going to show you something and explain it, because this is a total game changer. Right there, my friends, take a look. We've circled it for you. Now, a lot of people have been talking about the theory that the rat had deployed. What's a rat? It's a ram air turbine. It deploys on many airplanes have it. 787 has it. 777 has it. The rat is basically just behind the wing on the right side of the airplane. There's a little door that holds it in, and it looks like a little Evinrude motor. It's a little two-bladed prop, and the purpose of the ram air turbine is to provide electrical and hydraulic pressure for the aircraft in an extreme emergency. On the 787 in particular, there's three things that will deploy the rat, and it deploys automatically. A massive electrical failure, a massive hydraulic failure, or a dual engine failure. So any one of those three things will cause that rat to deploy. So up to this point, all of the theories that we've had were based on maybe one bit of solid evidence, but not two, or maybe 1.5. But, it's hard to go with a theory when you've only got like one thing to go on. I'm going to give you three or more for why I think the rat deployed and why I think this was a dual engine failure. I'm firmly in that camp now. Number one is right here. Take a look at your screen. In the middle of the circle, you see kind of it looks like a protrusion on the belly of the aircraft. And I'm not trying to be salacious with this. It looks like a nipple at the bottom of the airplane. All right. Just underneath that, you see a little gray dot. It almost looks like an artifact on the screen. That little gray dot is the rat. This is visual confirmation that the rat deployed. What is that protrusion underneath the airplane? That's the door that opened to allow the rat to come down. And you can see it here. You can see it very vividly on this screen. It's not the best. It's kind of grainy still. It's at least one bit of the puzzle here. So that's evidence number one. Now, evidence number two is with our ears, all right? Because a rat makes a very distinctive sound. And in that original video, the audio was so bad, you couldn't really catch it. But in this, the one that they were showing to us, the original one, it's much more clear. And it sounds like a prop airplane going by, or a real high-pitched squeal, because it's a two-bladed prop, and it's basically spinning at the speed of sound to produce the energy, the electrical and the hydraulic that it needs to. So let me play this. I'm going to put it on a loop. I think we're going to listen to it 3 times. Listen for that high-pitched prop sound. Remember, this is a jet. It's not a prop. As it goes by, listen. Okay, it sounded like it. If you weren't looking at it, it sounded like a single engine prop airplane just flew by. You might look up and expect to see a little Cessna going by. And in fact, it is a little bitty Cessna. It's a little bitty two-bladed prop that's spinning as fast as it possibly can. Now, the rat was originally designed, and it's on all these airplanes, as the last resort, the absolute last resort. It's assuming that there's going to be basically a dual engine failure at altitude. Let's say you're at 30,000 feet, both engines flame out for some reason. You start descending down, you're looking for a suitable field, you're out of hydraulics and you're out of electric because both of your engines have stopped running. Maybe the auxiliary power unit isn't running, but it's not going to get you any thrust either. And so let's assume that's out. At that point, you've got to have some sort of electrical so you can talk on the radios, so you can have shoot some sort of an approach and get some sort of instrumentation in front of you. And then you have to have some sort of hydraulics to still fly the airplane. It gives you the minimum of all of those categories that I just mentioned, but it does work. But it's meant for the airplane to kind of cruise down now and find a place to land. It's not designed for an airplane that's at 400 or 500 feet and loses all power. There's no time to get the engines relit, and it's not going to provide much benefit to them, except it's evidence for us that it was a dual engine failure, most likely. Could have been an electrical issue, could have been a hydraulic issue. Yeah, it could have been either one of those. But I think the fact that the airplane is now just kind of mushing out of the sky gives us the idea that it was a dual engine failure, but we can hear it. So there's confirmation number 2. We've got the visual.
Okay, so it was probably a dual engine failure that took that plane down. Probably a dual engine failure that took that plane down, man. That's crazy. Wow. Hamada Bosha. It's probably a dual engine It was probably a dual engine failure. I took that plane down, man. R.I.P. to all those souls, man. R.I.P. to all those souls, man. R.I.P. to all those souls, man. So sad, man. So sad. Um, Everyone, shout out to S Freak, man. S Freak in the building, man. Getting the ball rolling, taking the $5 challenge, man. Make sure you guys support the channel, man. We need you guys to support the channel tonight, man. Oh, salute to everybody out there. Salute to everybody watching on X too, X as well, man. Um, and Kick, man. Salute to Kick, man. We're gonna have to we're gonna have to do the kick hour tonight too, man. We're gonna have to go to Kick later on too, man. You guys don't know, man. All the graphic stuff that I can't show on YouTube, we do on Kick, man. So make sure you sign up for Kick, man. And we go there towards the end of the show and switch over to Kick. Switch over to Kick, man. Let's see these protests, man. The fuck are they chanting, man? Bunch of fucking weirdos, man. Look at all these police officers. Look at all the police officers that are there. Look at all the police officers that are there keeping them safe, making sure people don't run over them and kick their asses. Cause these all pussies. These all a bunch of pussies. A group of thugs can come over here and fucking beat the shit out of everybody.
Keep going. Move forward. Find up money.
Philadelphia. Jeez. They're doing this shit in Philadelphia.
Charlie 100, and this protest is going to be over. It's gone on long enough, but now it's becoming dangerous. Stay public.
Watch out, guys. Watch out for the cameras. Coming through.
Look at all these cops. Look at how many cops it takes to fucking. All these cops could be doing something else, man. These people literally are creating crime. All these cops could be doing something else, man. All these cops could and should be doing something else. Instead, they're down here fucking with these jackasses. So earlier in Los Angeles, there was a bit of a riot at their No Kings protest. Look at this shit. This is Los Angeles.
Slide forward a little bit, yeah. Yes. Where you see all the crowds. Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy. I can tell which ones are chicks just by the way they run. Look, that's a chick.
Yes.
That's a chick.
And
that's a chick.
Where you see all the crowds.
That's a chick too. That's crazy. Jeez. I'm
scared. I'm 7. I'm just so scared. I'm 74 years old. I worry about everything, and I just am so scared and upset, and I don't understand why people voted for this person.
Boomer. He's fucking idiot boomer. The damn boomer. I'm just so scared. I don't understand why anybody voted for this person. Make sure y'all support the channel, man. Hit the like button, man. Smash them likes, man. Jesus Christ, man. Hit that like button, man. Get them likes up, man. Get them likes up, man. Need y'all to hit that like button, man. Jeez. You know what? Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry. We'll just have a short show tonight, man. We get out of here early tonight, man. I guess tomorrow's Father's Day anyway, man. Happy Father's Day to everybody, man. This woman right here, she's so scared that they're enforcing the law. I'm so scared they're enforcing the law. Let's see this one, man.
We are not against anyone but the assholes at the top who think they can take our rights and take our freedom. When we unite, we win. When we unite, we win. My friends, when we think about the Holocaust as our go-to reference point for fascism, I need us to remember it was not born out of 1940s Germany. Hitler and his cronies took notes from America, from our Jim Crow laws, from the oppression of our First Peoples, and from our extreme racial segregation. That's where he got the playbook. Our current free fall is not following someone else's pattern. It's following our own, and we gotta break that mold. That means it is our responsibility to anti-racism, do that work within ourselves. We gotta break the pattern in us first. And then we gotta put our bodies on the front line when needed.
Well, she said we gotta put our bodies on the front line.
Ourselves. We gotta break the pattern in us first. And then we gotta put.
Look at these people. They down there taking photo ops and shit. What kind of protest is this, man? How is this your leader, man? Something's wrong when that's your leader. I wouldn't trust any movement that was being led by that thing.
Put our bodies on the front line when needed. Find and follow leaders of color first. And then when they ask you to be a shield, be a fucking shield.
When they ask you to be a shield, be a fucking shield. Jesus Christ. Indoctrinating white people to fucking throw their fucking cells to the fucking wolves for fucking people of color and shit.
In the name of humanity. In the name of humanity. In the name of humanity. In the name of humanity.
All these white people, man. Yo, white people are crazy, man. Jesus, man. Look at all these white people, man. Where all the white people at? God damn, man. Jesus Christ. All these fucking white people, man. Look at this motherfucker right here. Midget and shit. Yo, how did y'all conquer the world, man? Yo, how did y'all do that shit? Yeah, diseases. You know what I mean? And fucking, I don't know. How did y'all conquer the world, man? How the fuck did y'all conquer the whole world?
Of humanity. In the name of humanity. In the name of humanity. In the name of humanity. We refuse to accept. We refuse to accept. We refuse to accept. We refuse to accept. A fascist America. A fascist America. Trump must go now. 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 Thank you very much. You are so beautiful.
She act like she sang a fucking song or something. Like she did something. The fuck did she do to deserve a standing ovation? Trump must go down. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Make sure you tip your waiters. What the fuck? Bitch, what did you do? Trump must go now. Look at this dumb shit. Look at this dumb shit. They literally, this is the dumbest shit ever. I watched this show. My wife was into this. The Handmaid's Tale. My wife was into this when it came out. We watched it. It was good. Don't get me wrong. It was very good. Very well written. Very well made. Very suspenseful. But why are they acting like they have to reach into a movie to imagine female oppression? All you gotta do is look at Saudi Arabia. Just look at Muslims, man. Think about it. They made a fake white oppression. White men treat their women very well. White men treat their women extremely well. Press 1. Modern white men treat their women extremely well. So they created this fake show called The Handmaid's Tale to kind of like, this was during the first Trump presidency when it first came out. They're trying to say, this is what's going to happen if, because Trump's president, he's going to take women's rights away and shit. But you literally have like 50 countries, 50 Muslim countries where women have no rights in real life. The only fucking country, the only Western country where women don't have any rights is in this fictional television series, The Handmaid's Tale. That's the only country where white women don't have rights, where Western women don't have rights. Everywhere else, Western women have rights. This shit is ridiculous, man.
I mean, seriously, guys, people.
This shit is ridiculous, man. They're like doing too much, man. Yo. Shots fired at the No Kings protest in Salt Lake City.
See what's going on here. Oh my God, that's a gun. That's a gun. Come on. Come on. Get out. Get over here. Shay, come here. That was a gun. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Once them shots start going out, they all the goddamn tough shit in. All that tough talk comes to an end. Once some shots start ringing out. Look at this shit. Where is this? It says America is sick of Trump. It says only a fool will think all of these people were bribed to participate in this King's protest. Where is this? Oh, Los Angeles. People are all fucking leftists. That's a leftist. That's a liberal cesspool. Those are just the homeless people. Like, all you have to do is like have like a fucking have like an outdoor soup kitchen and have all the homeless people show up. Give away fucking socks and shit and fucking deodorant, and all the homeless people come down there. Damn, man. Can we get some people to take the $5 challenge to support the channel? Can we get some people to support the channel? I know y'all want to come up here and shit and hit and talk and shit. I get that, but we need some people to support the channel and shit. Let me drop the link, man. Let me let y'all come up on my platform and speak y'all mind all night. Let's see if some people hit the link, man. Go ahead. Man, hit the like button too, man. At least you can do that. Hit the like button. Smash that like button, man. We need more likes, man. We need a better ratio, man. Uh, Salute to Big M, man. Big M in the building. Um, this is Los Angeles. It's so easy to get people out to hate Trump in Los Angeles. I don't know why they're bragging about that. I don't understand why they're bragging about getting people to come out and hate on Trump in Los Angeles. Um, oh, this is the shooter. Shooting during a No Kings protest in Salt Lake. Suspect in custody. Jeez. Jeez. It's a bad day for white people. That guy just threw his fucking life away for what? What was the reason? Bad day. This is a bad day for white people, man. What's going on, man? What's
I
happening?
actually went and drove past one of these today and stopped and listened to them for a little bit, and they are just as retarded as they look.
They're doing this in Mobile?
Hmm They had them all over the place. Like there's a map.
Jesus.
They have a website. There's a No Kings website, and they had like it was very organized, and I'm sure there's some Jews at the top of it, but yeah, the leftist people are all consistently like the same type of person. They're all unattractive, unathletic, typically not very successful people, like socially weird,
The type
and
of
a
people
lot
that
of
would be pissed off when you stop giving away free stuff, right?
right. And it's funny too is they like I was trying to get on the mic and I couldn't talk
Really?
because I was gonna I was about to get real anti-Semitic, and
So how many
but
people
it
was down there? How many
was a
people
lot,
was there?
like a few hundred probably.
And you were
But
gonna go up there and get on the fucking mic?
yeah, I was gonna start talking about Jews and shit. But it's like they had like a list of people, and the guy, it was like the sister got up there and she started talking about programs and giving away free shit, and I couldn't help but stand there and laugh because it was so
So,
fucking dumb.
so you're not afraid of public speaking?
No, bro. I mean, I get on here and like people obviously fuck with me on here. Like I've done
No,
stuff in public by myself.
but you're anonymous here.
Yeah, but I've done stuff in public by myself.
Oh, okay. 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 Wow, that's interesting, man. And you was gonna get up there and rant. Was you gonna have like a mask on or something?
No, I was just gonna start ranting. I was just gonna let fly, man. But like the people there were so dumb. Like the people speaking before me and the things that the people were like cheering and yelling about, I was thinking like these people are so stupid they won't even understand what I'm saying. Like if they didn't, not one speaker that I listened to has said anything of substance at all. Nothing.
So they don't talk about no kings. They didn't talk about not one the king.
No, they didn't articulate anything about what they actually believed. It was just like Trump's bad. Fascism is bad. There was some Handmaid's Tale chicks down there. They didn't make no sense. Like these people are out of their minds. Like they don't have any. And I'm not like you were talking about all the old boomers earlier. My friend and I were talking about the other day how a lot of this stuff is boomers. And the thing we were thinking is like, who still watches like TV news is boomers. So
Right.
like
Yes,
if you
yes.
get on TV news and that's what you think is a legitimate source of information, you're going to fucking spiral into, Lulu land. And that's why you see so many of these old people out there. It's because they're watching MSNBC and CNN and Fox and whatever, and they have no fucking clue what's going on.
Mm. Wow.
It was
Wow.
a lot of old white people.
Yeah, it's a lot of white people. That's what I was trying to tell people. I've been to a lot of these things over the years, just and it's the amount of white people like is just absolutely amazing. You just got to see it. It's just like a sea of white people. It's literally like a Klan rally. Like if you want to call something a Klan rally, these things are Klan rallies. There's nothing but white people. Jeez. Seas and for miles and miles. of just whiteness.
But none of them said anything at all. Like that, they just said Trump's a fascist. This is wrong. Like they didn't say what was wrong. They didn't even say what specifically was wrong related to immigration or the military spending or nothing. Like none of these people knew at all what they were there for.
This is Atlanta. Fucking Atlanta. Unfucking believable.
And it's all the same type of person over and over again.
And they all got on Burger King hats. I thought Burger King hats were racist because that one guy said the N-word with the Burger King hat on.
Oh, that was so hilarious.
Look at this shit.
But the thing that amazes me the most is just how consistent the type of person is. There's no variety in it at all. It's the exact same person over and over.
Hacky sack guy. Like all these people who play hacky sack
I see.
and love a bonfire or some shit, like, and just like fucking like literally just cornballs, man. And none of these people want to live around black people, right?
No, not at all.
The only way they would live around black people is if they were gentrifying a place. They would live around black people for that, because they know that eventually the black people are going to leave. But none of these people, I mean, absolutely none of them would voluntarily send their kids to school with black people.
Yeah, man, this is clearly their religion. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, dang.
Look at this, man. Jeez, there's a lot of white people there, dude. In the Georgia. These are people in the suburban Georgia. Okay, they got two sisters. Listen.
Is she hiding her face? Oh,
these sisters are still going to accuse all of these white people of being racist and not supporting them.
And those white people would probably agree and be like, yes, I'm so sorry. Like, I just have so much internalized, blah, 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 Thomas Jefferson, blah, blah, blah. Like, they don't, there's no substance to anything from, it doesn't matter which person you talk to. There's no substance coming from anybody within this realm.
Salute to IU McCoy, man. He says, salute to you. I'm looking forward to another great show. Yeah, man. Salute, man. Everybody hit that like button, man. Smash that like button, man. Yeah, this is just a lot of whiteness. You can see that you can pick out the black people. Another one right there. Just a sea of white. There's not even no Latinos in this, but maybe a couple. Maybe let's see. Another.
I honestly think all the white people there are either gay or pedophiles.
Wow. Jeez, that's a lot of pedophiles, man.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, man. Maybe I'd say 40%.
Jeez.
It just shows how unhinged and violent and degenerate the left is. Like, yeah, it's a lot of
the people are.
It's a lot of people at these things, but in the grand scheme of things, like, it's not a huge amount of people.
Yeah, but it still seems like it's a huge amount of people that are just completely gone from reality. Man.
This fucking.
So I hear talk that there's a lot of people planning on doing protests out in the streets across the country soon. I just want to tell you a little fun fact about truck drivers. You see this thing behind me? 80,000 pounds. It takes nearly 2 football fields to come to a complete stop when we're driving at interstate speed. For us truck drivers out here, we're just trying to make a living. We're just trying to pay our bills, support our families, and go home. And I can tell you this. If you guys start standing out in the middle of the interstate, Us truck drivers, we're not going to stop. You see, a truck driver by the name of Reginald Denny stopped once for a protest. Rather, it was more of a riot. And he got pulled out of his truck, and he got beaten to death. A man that had a family to go home to who was just trying to do his job. So if you decide to stand in front of one of these on the interstate for your little protest or whatever you want to call it, I call it domestic terrorism, I guarantee you that truck driver that fears for their life is going to do whatever.
She looks like she would be on the other side, doesn't she?
Yeah, dude. I was about to say
man,
she looks like a lot of the white chicks that were there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
a white
judged way
chick that
too
looked.
early.
The white chicks that, like, there was a white chick in front of me that just sporadically started screaming "No KKK" in the middle of the fucking thing. That looked just like this chick.
Yo, how much did
Hey,
she lost a bet? This chick lost a bet. She has to do this shit.
I don't
Go
know.
ahead.
Maybe she detransitioned or something. Hey, Fisherman, where do you think this mental illness comes from? You think it's vaccine related, or you think it's just
No, it's not vaccines.
SSRIs?
These people, at the deep down at their core, they feel very excluded and they hate society because they're not successful under like normal terms, right? They're not the cool people from high school. They're not the athletes. They're not the good looking people. These people are angry at society because they're losers. And they've always been losers and they
Yeah,
want
and
society to burn.
but we've always had those types, right?
Yeah, they're just getting more and more emboldened.
Uh, yeah,
And social media allows these people to communicate in a way that they couldn't before.
yeah, and then
Yeah, that's
they
true.
get
No,
first class to they get first class to the algorithm.
that's true though. Like these people, we wouldn't have to know these people existed. That's true. You wouldn't see these
These
people.
people would hang out in like the back of,
Comic
record stores or like board game stores and just random little shit. You'd never see them.
Con.
Yeah, that kind of shit. But they kept to
Right,
themselves.
right.
Yeah, and I would think I even think that a lot of even that anime and cons and what they call that shit con stuff, whatever the fuck, that
Comic
stuff has
Con,
got.
Comic Con.
Yeah, but it's like a whole genre. But it for like, but I think a lot of that stuff has gotten cooler because of the internet. Because more
Yeah, it's
cool
Yeah,
definitely more cool now, yeah, to be kind of a
yeah,
nerd.
but no,
yeah,
more cool people know about that stuff. If you were the type of person to know about that, like in the 90s, you have to be such a geek, you know what I mean, to even just know that stuff existed. You know what I mean?
right.
Like cool people weren't
Yeah,
even aware of that stuff.
yeah, that's true.
So
I guess I was considered cool. I didn't know none
it's
of that.
become cooler. Like just think about it, right? Like the internet, like think about how when you're surfing the net, you see something, oh, that's cool, blah blah blah. That's interesting. I didn't know about that. And you might want to try it or something. And you know what I mean. In the old days, you were only able to see the things that were like mainstream, especially if you're black. Like black, it was only certain things you could do. Like if you had a skateboard or something, like I would break your skateboard and kick your ass if you had a skateboard or something. You know what I mean? In the wrong neighborhood. You know what I mean? So it's like I feel like the internet has done a lot of good and it's done a lot of bad. It's giving these people a voice. Like those three broads that started BLM, none of those three broads could raise their voice in a room full of regular black people. Like Mobile, like black people, none of those broads would sneeze in a
No,
room
not
full
at
of those
all.
regular. They wouldn't even sneeze because they wouldn't want to be noticed. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They would stutter if they
yeah,
talked because they
Yeah,
just
we have straight hood burgers that can't even read down here.
yeah. So it's
mm,
like those three broads started the biggest movement in the world because of the internet. Salute to Eric S. Man. He said, "I want to thank Gliders for inventing grocery stores, but I just picked up a large ribeye cooking it now. Also, thank Gladys for adult beverages. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Gladys, for adult beverages, man. Thank you, Gladys, for all you've done, man. I think that hasn't but not these gliders. These are the gliders that like would have been like
Hold everything back.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they just the peasant class. They would have been peasants.
The thing about it too is, so gliders have been in some big wars in the past century, and we have killed off a lot of our strong men in those wars and after the wars. PTSD and suicide and whatever, and so you're getting an influx. The remaining gliders are all like the bitches and the nerds and like the college educated class. So
Mm-hmm.
there's kind of this flip flop of the natural order of things, where you're ended up with all these thespian types that are proliferating and staying around and having kids because they're not dying in these massive wars where hundreds of millions of people will die.
Yeah, and also natural selection because of all the inventions. You know what I mean? It doesn't take them out like police,
Right.
fucking alarm systems. You know what I mean? All these things that save people that would normally be food. You know what I mean? Or people that would, or and just everything. You know what I mean? All the medicine,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Hunting and farming are not this group of people's strong suit.
Right, grocery stores, like you said, like yeah, these people don't have to. They don't have to get their own food. They don't have to forage. They don't have to go out there and do anything. They could just live, and that's why they hate. That's anybody who's trying to take free stuff because they love free stuff because they know they're it's the basis of um of how they live,
Yeah.
man.
I used to love free stuff too. I used to think that free stuff was like free stuff. I'm like, who doesn't want free stuff? Oh my God. Then I grew up.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, everybody comes to the point at different times, man. You can't if you're a black person, you can't beat yourself up for having been a liberal at some point in your life. Like if you're
That's true.
black, like come on, man. Like you literally were like born into like such indoctrination,
I
such
know.
you have a chance. You have a
I mean,
chance.
even if you're black and you kind of get the whole J pill juice crew situation down, you might just say, "Okay, juice crew, give me the money. I'll be your homosexual," and
Wow.
then boom, that's that.
You better hope
You know,
nobody
black.
clips that. I hope
Well, no,
nobody clips
Most
well, no, no,
most young
I'm
people.
not. I'm
Just
not talking.
end the end of
I'm not.
end of your
So
panel
I'm just
career. You
talking
just
about.
suicided your panel career.
Yeah,
Yo,
so
don't,
most
No,
don't
people.
no.
don't
I'm
clip
just
that. Don't
talking.
nobody clip that, man.
Hey, they
Don't
can
nobody
clip it if
clip.
they want because this is like, did you eat? How would you eat for breakfast? Type shit. This is. I'm just
Yeah,
speaking in
so
general.
for the last 6 years, though, most people were liberal when they were young. That trend has changed now.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that. Like, I don't know about that because here's the thing: when you're young, you're broke. Young people are broke. When I was in college, everybody was broke. You don't have money. You don't. You're not working. So young people they like free stuff too. You know what I mean? And the young people are very idealistic because young people don't. They've never seen shit. They ain't been through shit. They ain't bust a grape. They ain't fucking got no hair on their nuts.
And they're
They ain't
emotionally
no
immature.
nothing. The women ain't pushed out no babies. The men ain't fucking worked the fucking whole shift at a fucking warehouse and shit. Like you don't know shit. So of course you're gonna be idealistic and pie in the sky. And that's what a kind of a lot of the liberals take advantage of with young people. Um, So yeah, that's
That
why.
Handmaid's Tale stuff shocks me.
Yeah, like they literally had to create a fictional world where white women are
Right.
treated like this because there's no country where white women are really treated like this.
Yeah, and they just the rate at which it's how I talk about propaganda all the time. It's like here it is. They watched the fucking
Yeah.
propaganda show and they embodied it and they believe that shit because they're fucking idiots. It's not real. Like you were saying, you
Yeah.
drop any one of these worthless, stupid, ungrateful bitches in one of these countries where life is actually hell and they would break within a week.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing with you guys, but I'm just saying in general, the trends, if you go back and look at polling, it shows that the majority of people in their younger years were liberal since like the silent generation.
Yeah, I think most people are still liberal. I think liberalism is, like I said, man, it it does have some good things if you're fucking like that type of person. If you're a person that's not, what I mean, independent minded, that's not doesn't want to bank on yourself, you don't want to bet on yourself, you don't have enough a lot of confidence and stuff. Liberalism will put, give you a harness, a buttress, a fucking, it'll give you a bubble. You know what I
Well,
mean?
no, I agree with you, but just in general, you have to think like the millennials became adults around the time of Bush being president and us going to Iraq, and then most of the millennials were coming up as Obama ran for president, and there was like this whole thing, the whole thing about like we're not a racist country, but
Mhm.
Gen Alpha and Gen Z are polling to actually be conservative. So like that whole like in our lifetime, most people were conservative. Uh,
Mhm.
the older generation was conservative, and the younger generation were Democrat. But we're getting to the point where now the younger generations are more conservative than any other generation prior to the silent generation. So
What are you
things are
basing this
shifting.
on, though? I'm not arguing with you, but I just want to know what you're basing it on. Like, what is a polling? A poll said that, or what said that?
Yeah, so there's been multiple polls that have been taken that have tracked that the younger generations are more conservative, and they've been polling the generations like our whole lifetime. So like they've always leaned left. Like there's a famous saying that says, "If you're when you're young and you're liberal, you don't have. If you're not liberal, you don't have a heart, and if when you get older, you don't have a brain." So it's been a common thread for most people to be liberal when they're younger, and they get more conservative as they get older.
Yeah. Okay. Mm.
If you're gonna ruin the image, don't do that. Don't talk to him.
I'm sorry.
Don't talk to the nigga. What are you doing?
Piss me off. You can't stop me from blocking, man. Jeff Hunt, 710K in US, right in the middle of the No Ice Parade.
So yeah, this is how these people are. Like they're not the cool kids.
He's
These
never
are like
punched anybody in his life.
no, he's scared to death. Like that's how these people are. I mean, that's why, like, how many times have they tried to, run into the Proud Boys or whatever in these cities when they do these and they get the shit beat out of them every time because they're a bunch of loser,
Man,
like,
I miss
theater
those.
kids.
That's why they made the.
Within the
That's why they made them a hate group.
Are there reasons to believe that the events were also targeted by the person in the manifesto in the car?
We don't have any direct links. However, there were some flyers that said no kings within the suspect vehicle. And as we know, the planned events throughout the state of Minnesota today is a no kings event.
And so the reference materials that were inside of the vehicle that we saw, we have no understanding that any of the No Kings events would be targeted, but we also find it
interest to the public that these would be in there. We want to alert everybody until we do that. Because this is such an active investigation with information not knowing right now, we feel it's an obligation to all of you and the public across the state of Minnesota to alert you of it. And that's why the colonel made the notation of recommending people don't go today. But the individuals are not in custody yet. And so we want to make sure, as that very active manhunt is underway and continues, that we make sure that we're sharing that, and that's part of why we're making the recommendation. As to the investigation and the list, we are working through that now and talking to individuals, and we'll continue to. What I would say with the list is there's a large number of people. That's all I can say about it. We will work through all of that, what the motivations of this are, and we'll provide that as you can. This is really a public safety announcement for everybody so that we can make sure people are informed and make safe decisions throughout the day.
Okay, so this is the Minnesota thing. Now, listen, this guy right here in Minnesota whacked out a bunch of he shot two, he killed two, but then he shot a couple other
I think like two more if I'm not mistaken.
and they said they're gravely injured, but they don't.
Right.
He had on one of those masks, the face, whatever they call those shit. I don't know what they call them.
Yeah. Yo, maybe it's true when some people say that the gliders are wearing the black face masks.
Yeah, that's who's committing all the drive-bys in black neighborhoods. It's he rode up at their house and see, this is the thing. If they would have practiced what they preaching and hated the police for real, they would have not opened the door. But they opened the door thinking he was the police, and he fucking killed their asses, man. That woman, that's sad though. I mean, that's a horrifying way for them to go. Like, even if you don't like liberals and anything, thinking it's the police, and then the guy just starts fucking blowing your shit down. Let me
I heard it was like a pro life guy. He's pro life. I don't know.
No, he's a Tim Wall. He worked for the governor, Walls.
Yeah, they're trying to change the narrative. They're trying to make him a right winger. So this is the woman. She recently voted on a bill. So her and her husband are now dead.
I know that people will be hurt by that vote, and we worked very hard to try to get a budget deal that wouldn't include that provision.
DFL Speaker Emerita Melissa Hortman emotional following the House's adjournment from a special session Monday. Hortman was the lone DFL lawmaker to cast a vote to cut Minnesota Care access for undocumented immigrants. It's a move she made with a heavy heart.
I did what leaders do. I stepped up and I got the job done for the people of Minnesota.
The bill was deeply
Yeah, why should fucking illegal immigrants have health care?
They shouldn't.
Doesn't make any fucking sense. And then here's the thing too, like in her case, where the budget, it depends on it. Like, you're not gonna have a budget for the year unless you relent on this one issue. Like, the whole state's not gonna have a budget. Like,
yeah,
and the thing stopping it is illegals having health care.
That makes as much sense as a woman in politics.
I'm telling you, man.
A lot of illegals are bankrupting medical care systems around the country.
I told you when I went to the ER last year. This was last year, probably the beginning of last year. I went to the ER, and I'm sitting in there waiting. This is in Maryland, like right over the Maryland line from DC, Holy Cross Hospital. And I'm sitting in there in the waiting room, and literally, like, it's like 3 blacks, no whites, and just a bunch of short, fat Hispanic women with a bunch of babies. And they're
just getting free everything.
And it was like, wow. In the waiting room, I had to wait like an hour, but it was like maybe I would say about 30 people in this little waiting room in the ER, and it was like literally like, it just, all you heard was Spanish being spoken and kids running around and fat Hispanic women waddling around and shit. And it was like, it was literally like, wow, am I in the neighborhood where it's at? It's literally Ethiopians and African Americans and whites. It's not a Hispanic neighborhood, but the hospital was, you would have thought you was in a Hispanic neighborhood.
So I have a relative. She works in a hospital system in some minority whatever area in the Northeast, and between the Suns and the Umbritos, where she works is looking to lose almost $100 million this year, and a lot of these hospital systems are going bankrupt and they're closing because they can't. They can't handle it. They can't handle all the Umbritos, and then the Suns don't pay either. But like you dump 100,000 Umbritos on a couple hospital systems and they're fucked.
Yeah, well, the Suns, you already had that problem. Like the
It's
Suns,
just more of the same. It's just more like you can't. It's like the Suns. Okay, we know what we get with them. We know how to budget for this. We can't
exactly. You
withstand.
budget for the Suns. You
Take the
budget
hit.
for the Suns. Yeah,
You take
because they're
the hit.
citizens. The Suns are citizens, so you budget for them.
And then
you know what I
you
mean?
can't just have like thousands of Umbritos show up and they don't even understand the medical system. They just treat the emergency room like it's a daycare.
Exactly.
And they just go in there and they just hang out.
Yeah, it's big. When you see it up close, it's just crazy. Like my wife is in the hospital. I've been in the hospital so many times for all these kids. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, listen, I feel like if you're an illegal and you sick or something, you gotta go to the hospital. Like by all means, you know what I'm saying. I'm not saying like don't do it. I'm not saying don't do it or nothing like that.
I'm saying don't do it.
But what I'm saying is that if you're going to give them free health care, if you're going to give them health care for illegals, man, I think that's a thing of the past. I think that was cool because the last regime kind of like made everything where that made sense. That would make sense under the last regime. Under this regime, that doesn't make you. It's like everything doesn't make sense anymore. Like you notice how everybody was acting like it was cool with women, with men in sports, women's sports.
Yeah.
Everybody bit their tongue about it, or they just hey man, gotta do more research on it. Now everybody's like, come on, this shit is ridiculous.
Well, people are seeing the repercussions of the stupidity, and it's
Man,
actually
you know what?
costing them.
I think you two better buckle up for the liberal backlash. How long can that what you just said last? Like, the liberals didn't go away. They're still there. They're gonna come back with a vengeance, I think.
Let me read these super chats. Don says, "What up, Ak? What are your thoughts on the New York mayoral race? That Zohan guy, yeah, he's dangerous, man. That Zohan guy, if that Zohan guy wins in New York, man, I'm going to cover New York because crime is going to go through the roof, and all types of social issues are going to fucking fuck them over, and I'm not going to feel sorry for anybody in New York."
Why do you say that though? Amen.
This guy's a social. He's not just a socialist. This guy is like literally. He is straight out of the fucking. Like if you made a fucking video game and you fucking gave the main character a socialist, he would be the main character in a socialist video
like
game.
A communist.
Oh my God, Zohan. We'll cover him later, man. I can't really get into him now because it's gonna take me off top. But maybe I could see what he's saying right now. But he's literally like he is, what's his name? Zohan.
No one goes to jail kind of guy.
Zorhan, I think.
Zorhan.
I mean,
nobody goes to jail kind of shit or what?
If you watch
you can't fix stupid.
If you watch the debates for the mayoral race of New York, they just ask him about Israel over and over again.
Really?
Yeah, I mean that's the Jew stronghold of America. So you got to pander to them.
Which is why he's skyrocketed in the polls.
Yeah, what's your face? Jesse Jackson called the Hammy Town, New York. Oh, here it is, right here. Here it is. Yeah, goes the guy.
I go first, and you go second.
Well, hey.
Hey, good morning.
How's it going?
Please go second.
No, I insist you go second.
How about I go first, and you go second?
Well,
we both love New York City.
And that's why it's so important to not send scandal-ridden, corrupt Andrew Cuomo to City Hall.
New Yorkers deserve so much better than a disgraced creep.
Agreed.
Zoran, you've done a remarkable job building a historic grassroots campaign for a New York City all New Yorkers can afford.
Brad, you've been a principled, progressive leader in our city for years.
Early voting starts tomorrow, and we both know what we need to do to save our city from Andrew Cuomo. You want to tell him?
You go first.
Nah, you go first.
Let's do it together. We're cross-endorsing.
In New York City,
Oh my
we have
God.
ranked
Oh
choice
my
voting. That
goodness.
means you can rank up to 5 candidates for mayor.
Brad and I are officially telling our supporters.
Rank
I'm your
me number one, rank
Brad
Zoran number 2. Let's send Andrew Cuomo
back to the suburbs.
Let's just say that nobody wants Andrew Cuomo or either of these assholes.
Wait, is he a Juice Crew? He looks kind of Juice Crew, right?
The other one?
Yeah, the one with the blazer.
No, he's a
the one in the one with the
Is
baby
it
blue
fair
shirt
to
looks
say
Juice
that
Crew.
New Yorkers probably don't want any of these guys?
No, New York
I
is
mean,
liberal as fuck.
Yeah.
But they
The
have to
mistake
choose
is having
somebody though.
Cuomo. Yeah, I mean, Cuomo's just a fucking.
Yeah,
that's
come
just
with
such a
this.
poor
Like
choice.
that too, though.
Like
Yeah,
they
but you
don't.
got to choose somebody though.
Yeah,
Like that's the
that's
thing.
And
You can't have no man.
Anthony Weiner's running.
Is he really? Wow.
So, yeah, he's
He's
running.
running for city council, I think.
Oh, I thought he was.
I don't think he's mayor.
Look at
Oh,
this.
okay. I
Here
thought
goes,
they
here
said-
goes his campaign at.
A bright young man comes to the U.S. to study. He meets the love of his life. She's from the Midwest. They settle down, get married, and are about to start a family. That's a story that could describe so many New Yorkers across the city. 3 months ago today, right here in this lobby, this was Mahmoud Khalil, his wife Noor, and their soon-to-be-born child.
Let's not.
He basically said a New Yorker is gonna move out of New York and find a place in the Midwest to live. That's basically what he said.
Mahmoud was born to Palestinian parents in a refugee camp in Syria. Noor was born in Michigan. On March
And they
8th,
moved to the
Mahmoud was
Midwest.
forcibly abducted
But
by
she's not really from Michigan though. She's like fucking.
She could be from what's the name?
This-
He
see the
basically
Juice
said
Crew.
a New Yorker is gonna move to the Midwest and out of New York. That's what
The
he
Juice
said.
Crew is not going to let this guy win. I think if this is the same guy, they asked, one of the questions they asked is, what's the first place you're going to go when you're elected the mayor of New York? And all of them said Israel, except for this guy.
Yeah,
He said he
I
wasn't
know.
going to go anywhere, and he was going to stay in New York and work on New York. And I don't think the Juice Crew is going to let him win when he's saying shit like that.
I like the first dad. He's like, yeah, you move to New York and then you find a nice wife and move to the Midwest. He basically said it like straight up, like, yeah, and then you get the fuck out of New York. What the fuck is that about?
So
Well, somehow she got a green card, and she got married to him, so that makes him one. So
Shout out to Gouch Merlot, man. It says salute Ak in the nation. Great show. Salute to Gouch Merlot, man. Make sure y'all support the channel, man.
Does she have Obama on that dress? You think?
Gauchi.
Yo, I
Shout out to James J. Shout out to my man James J. Man, salute to James J. Man.
But I'm confused, like, so the Minnesota guy, he did that because of the illegal healthcare, or what's up with the illegal healthcare comment?
Oh, hold on. Let me just.
It's all contradictory. He's like
Who is
speaking up
this?
for
Who
New
is this
York,
guy?
but
Who's
then
this
he's
speaking?
saying like,
Who's speaking? Who's this speaking? Who are you? Who
"Oh,
are you,
I'm
man?
sorry, my name. I'm the famous YouTuber, but that
You're
dude
who?
came in.
A famous
Hey,
YouTuber?
who are
Yeah.
you? Like, what's your name? What is your name?
I'm a nobody. Dunk. You could call me Dunk. My name's Dunk.
Why do you sound
So
nervous?
she said you're famous.
Why do you
From
sound
where?
scared?
No, I'm from San Francisco, but I thought it was really funny that like if you
Oh,
replay
okay.
that first ad, he said, "Oh yeah, you can find a wife and move to the Midwest." Like he's promoting New York, but he's saying move to the Midwest.
But
Like
you're
I
from
got
San
you.
Francisco.
I got you.
Are you Alphabet?
No, no, I'm not alpha.
No, are you
Oh,
gay?
I didn't hear
Nor,
any list.
nor am I. Nor am I.
so you said
How,
you're
hey, I,
hold on. You said you're a famous YouTuber, right?
No,
I
Are
think
you a
that was a
small
joke.
I
YouTuber?
said that is my name here, but you could call
Uh,
me Dunk.
oh, so your name is Dunk. So the thing you said about YouTube is just you just was saying it.
Yeah,
Okay. So your name is Dunk. That's
yeah,
you. Okay.
yeah,
Where you from? San Francisco.
yeah, yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
All right. All right.
hey,
Are you
Dunk,
from?
how
Are
long
you?
you been listening to
Uh, the AK.
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
how long you been listening?
off and on, probably like a year.
Are you a white guy or a black guy?
I'm a white guy. What do I sound like a black guy? I know I ain't got that baritone like Barry White. Come on now.
You don't smell like no black guy to me, but
Nah, you don't, but
um,
just checking.
No, no. Yeah, I'm a white guy.
What do you think about crime? Like any general
In
thoughts
your
about
area.
crime?
And when I being interrogated, that's fine. What do I think about crime?
Yeah, about crime. Period.
Yeah.
Uh, it's gonna happen everywhere. And I think everybody should be armed. Everybody, every American citizen needs to be armed. That's what I believe.
So you're
Do
saying
you
And
think
everybody
there
should
are
be
any
armed?
solutions?
a solution to what?
Anything? Do you think that there are solutions to, let's just say, this crime problem?
To a crime problem?
he thinks everybody being
Yeah.
armed is the
Yeah,
solution.
I think liberal judges need to be fucking arrested and charged for basically treason for not for not upholding the law and giving different sentences to people who commit violent crimes. Violent crimes, I think, should be charged to the max. If you're gonna try to shoot, kill somebody, I think those charges should be charged to the max. But we got liberal judges paid off by George Soros, and and these judges, if they go down the money will always give you the answer. Follow the money. And I think these judges who fucking are giving people light sentences for maximum crimes, I think they should be charged with the maximum crime. And because there's no way you commit violent crimes and get off with like a fucking $200 bail, which would be like a 20,000 because you only pay 10%, and then they get off with nothing, and then it's not an actual sentence. It's not an actual sentence, so they're gonna commit the same crimes again, and it's been proven and proven to be right. I think if you commit a violent crime, you need to do the time. And there's no way that's going to happen with the Soros paid off judges all over the U.S. And these judges need to go to jail. Let's keep arresting them. That's what I feel.
All right. Well, let me see. All right. Yeah. So yeah, that's Zorhan. Zorhan. Whatever the
Yeah.
fuck his name.
But again, so he did that because of the healthcare.
Who the guy?
Yeah, because I know they brought up the
Yeah, I know. I don't. I think that's just a coincidence. I
I
think
don't
he.
think I don't
Some,
think they've outlined why that guy shot those politicians yet.
yeah. She. But liberals are happy because she did something they didn't like. So shit. Of course, they're happy she's
wow.
dead.
So they haven't found the guy yet, right?
No, he's on the run.
So he's probably already deleted his stuff.
Yo,
I
he
don't know.
Hopefully.
he showed up. He showed up in like a fake cop car. So
Yeah, we talked about that
Yeah, I
he's
don't know if this guy.
obviously he's obviously like one step ahead. Like this shit was planned out, whether it's him or not. And I don't believe the media. Who knows? But he showed up in a fucking cop car, so this was some planned out shit. You know?
Well, he didn't show up in a cop car. He showed up in a security car dressed up to look like a cop car. He's also
Okay,
wearing, he was
there
part of
you
some
go.
security outfit.
So there's
And
a
he
big
was also
possibility
involved with that Aid for Africa crap.
he might be in Canada right now. Who the fuck knows?
Yeah, this guy, he's the CEO of Red Line Group, Cardinal Stritch University. It says, "Hi everyone, I'm looking to get back into the U.S. food industry, and I'm pretty open to positions, other leadership positions outside of the food industry. I'm willing to hear about as well. I have been doing projects with the Democratic Republic of Congo in Central Africa the last 3 years with Red Lion Group. If you hear of any opportunities or just want to catch up, please send me a message." So he's CEO of Red Lion Group. He said, "What I'm looking for a director of operations, vice president, general manager, or president roles." This is his LinkedIn. He says, "I'm looking for roles in Texas, Minnesota, Florida, and Washington, D.C., Baltimore area." Well, he's not the loser. He's not a fucking loser. This is his experience. Red Line Group, 7-Eleven general manager, Green Corps general manager, Del Monte. He's not a fucking loser.
Yeah, they were saying that he worked for Tim Waltz and shit though too,
Hmm.
Fox News showed that he was like part of the Tim Waltz campaign and like a top congressman, but obviously Tim Waltz said something about being like we need to try harder and be violent, and then him and Tim Waltz probably had like a fucking falling out. That's what they're trying to. Well, that's what the mainstream media is trying to say.
Yeah, you got to look at Tim Walz, though. His entire family disowned him. That
Yeah,
says something about him as a person.
yeah.
I
Well, they
understand
basically said
if you
like,
got a big family, there's going to be somebody who's pissed off at you, especially if you're rich and powerful,
yeah,
but not every single person in your family.
yeah. They said like Tim Waltz, like after last week, he's like, we need to be more violent. We need to be more aggressive. And I think this guy took it as like, all right, motherfucker, yeah, let's go. I don't
Hmm.
think it's right. And it's like something I've always said about when people talk about the America, they're gonna have a civil war. It ain't gonna be a civil war. It's gonna be the left and the right getting together, and it'll be a revolutionary war. Nobody's gonna fucking fight against each other.
Hmm.
Maybe this guy is trying to spark a revolutionary war to let everybody fucking know. I don't know.
Here go the latest announcement about it, man.
Can you talk a little bit more about the manifesto and what kind of motivation it might be? We're told that there might be some pro-choice lawmakers on this manifesto. Has anything to do with the motivation here?
At this point in time, it'd be premature. The question was, is the manifesto and the information that we have received, is their motivations? We are working diligently on that. There's certainly some indications within that, but there's not specifics enough. We have been, this is a very active and fluid investigation. Throughout the day, as you've been waiting and these teams have been out working out in the field, and they have been gathering more documents and information. So it would be premature for me at this point to really say exactly what the motivation might be from these writings, but we will be continuing to work on that and provide that information when we're able.
I think Mr. Gaffney, Mr. Walker, senior from the search committee, do you have a sense, did they know each other? Like, did this man know either Richard Foreman or Senator Hoffman in any capacity?
The question is, do they know each other in any capacity? We are still exploring that. There's certainly some overlap with some, public meetings, I will say, with Senator Hoffman and the individual, but we don't know the nature of the relationship or if they actually knew each other.
Right. Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
So that is the latest from Superintendent Drew Evans of the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension in
Do y'all remember when I think it was, I don't know if it was Maryland or the same state, when they set up
We're going to have one more question.
the whole kidnapping thing?
We're told that there might be some pro-choice lawmakers on this manifesto. Has anything to do with motivation here?
At this point in time, it'd be premature. The question was, is the manifesto and the information that we have received, is their motivations? We are working diligently on that. There's certainly some indications within that, but there's not specifics.
So I think the manifesto, them not releasing the manifesto, I don't think that's a conspiracy, man. People are trying to act like that's a conspiracy. Or like, why would they release the manifesto? I feel like if it's the names of all the people that he wants to kill on it, I think they should kind of hold that close to the vest right now, at least.
Yeah.
I mean, if they never hold on, man. If they never release it, then that would be a red flag. But like in the middle of an investigation,
no.
For what? We've been. This is a very active and fluid investigation.
It's the middle of investigation, man. They're not going
Especially with the guy outstanding.
It's hard to believe any shit. Like they have that whole thing where like they were like, oh, I think her name was Hochul or whatever, where they had these patsies try to fucking like kidnap her, and then we're like, oh no, and then they looked into it, and they dropped all these FBI
San
names.
Francisco, what kind of white guy are you? Like, what's your background?
City kid, country kid, what?
Like, what country of origin does your family come from? Could it be like Germany, Israel, Spain, Ireland,
England?
But like they had that whole fake kidnap conspiracy, right? And I think it was in Missouri or fucking where
You're
are
talking
they?
about Gretchen Whitmer in
Gretchen Whitmer.
Yeah, you're talking.
Exactly.
Yeah, Michigan.
So
what about it? They got
and then nothing really happened about it, and they're still looking into
course not.
the guys, and the guys were like patsies for the government, and they dropped all the government names, and then all of a
there's
sudden
like
nothing happened.
12 or 15 people.
Yeah,
8
like
to 10 of them were dead.
You don't hear nothing else about it. But that
No,
Gretchen
you won't.
Whitmer, she's still in our fucking Congress. So how the fuck does this shit happen? You know?
Dude, the guy shot our sitting president. We still don't know dick about him. What do
They
you mean?
blame Iran. They literally blame Iran for it.
Iran tried. Iran
Kennedy got
fucking
killed in
tried to.
'63. We still don't know what happened.
Yeah, blame Iran, right?
Yeah, what do you think about that? San
Hey, I'm not
Francisco?
blaming Iran. Trump blamed Iran.
What do you think about Israel and Iran? What are your thoughts on that?
I think the whole Middle East should just blow themselves up.
Oh, blow themselves up, huh? How are they going to do that? Like, how do you think they should do that?
Well, Iran doesn't have the capability.
Why don't they?
The diamond dealers,
Wait,
man,
why
they could
doesn't Iran have the capability?
Because they've
I'm
been
just curious.
suppressed from having that capability for about 5 decades.
I've heard stories of Iran being close to building nukes since 1995. So
Yeah,
like, when is it gonna be close
this is why.
not close?
This is why the diamond dealers fucking said we're gonna fucking blow them up now, because we found out they actually enriched the uranium. They have the capability now, so we're gonna stop them
Wait,
now.
they enrich uranium out of their own ground or what?
I'm in neither favor. I'm in
Wait,
neither favor.
wait. So you think they
Well,
should bomb
you
Israel?
just said that they blow.
Yeah. You think they should? You think they should bomb Israel?
I'm in neither. I'm in favor of neither of them because I live in America. But if they want to
Yeah.
blow each other up, yeah, I say let them blow each other up. What the fuck do I care what happens on the 100% other side of the planet?
Do you think Israel has its right, a right to exist?
No.
You say no.
Yes, I do.
Israel.
But if
Uh,
Israel wants to fucking poke a bear, then they deserve the fight. If they're gonna get that fight, let them do that shit. That it's
so
on
you
their
believe
own.
that do you believe that Iran has the right to defend itself?
Yes, I do. If you're gonna poke a
Okay.
fucking bear, just like fucking the fucking Ukraine, Russia, well, fucking let it go. Let it go. Let them do their shit, but America first.
Are you Jewish?
Oh hell no. I don't even know what Jewish means, actually. I don't know if I know a Jewish person in my whole life.
Damn. Okay, you definitely Jewish then.
Come
The
on.
Are you drunk?
Come on, bro. You're a Californian.
let me
Are
tell
you
you,
a drunk Jew? Or are you not a
let me
drunk
tell
Jew?
you that Jewish are like spies, man. That's why I don't know if I've even known a Jewish person in my life. I don't know much about
He's
the
young, he's
the
drunk,
Jewish.
or
Oh,
he's high.
so you
Right. So what are you drinking on tonight? What have you been drinking on?
Who are you talking to?
To you.
You.
What have you been drinking tonight?
Just some light beer.
Salute to Big Larry. Big Larry's
Well,
in the
so
building,
so
man.
I have to know a lot about. I mean, I could leave it. It's cool, but
no, you good.
I'm not
Hey, we
arguing.
go. Hey,
I'm
we
just
press
saying.
everybody. We press every. We hear
Yeah, yeah.
a new voice. You know,
Maybe
this is
maybe come back like with no beer. Like next tomorrow night or whatever. Maybe come back no beer.
No. I'll tell you something. They in American schools they don't teach you a lot about Jewish school. The most you learn is fucking World War II and that shit. That's kind of where it fucking stops. But the rest of that shit they don't teach you more about that, and it don't really
why
fucking
should
matter.
they? Why should they?
Why should
Six
they?
million, 6 million
And
in the Holocaust. That's it. Israel's our greatest ally.
and after that, what about after that? Like why should an American living in America care about anything going on in the Middle East? Tell me the truth about why anybody in America should give a fuck about what the fuck is going on over there other than our previous interventions that should have never happened anyways.
Mm. Well, yeah, man. Salute to R5D4, man. He says, Dunk sounds like Babu on Scooby. Yapple Dapple. Mm. Wow.
I have no idea who that is. Do you know who that is? Like,
Scooby, yeah, somebody on Scooby.
I know Scooby Doo, but I don't know who
One
Babu
of
is.
his
Is that the little puppy? Like Scooby's little
No, that's
nephew?
Scrappy, right?
Oh yeah, that's Scrappy.
Scrappy
I don't
Dappy
know
Doo.
Babu.
Hey man, I didn't come on here to be a troll, man. I just really I don't know much about the Jewish people or Israel. I don't know much about the Middle East. And if you really think about it as Americans, why the fuck are we so invested in that bullshit? Let them fucking hash it out. That's America first. That's how I think.
Make sure you support the channel, man. You guys can support the channel. You can take the $5 challenge, man, if you want to, man. We got like 300 people on from like multiple platforms watching, man. If some of you guys can sponsor the show,
What's up, Bach?
be nice. What's up, man? What's going on? What's your thoughts, man?
I've just been enjoying this heated exchange, and I agree that everybody gets pressed here. It's normal.
And maybe put on a poll.
Pause.
Definitely.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Wow. Let's see what's going on around the world, man. In Blackistan, Negro stand, man. Negro stand. I think I did save some stuff that I wanted. Did I save it on this channel or did I save it on the other channel?
Buckle up or what?
Oh yeah, here we go. This is
Hey,
From the
hey,
state high
Dunk,
court, Sean Grayson,
Dunk, why do you
the former
think
deputy.
black people commit so much crime? Why do you think
Because
black people commit so much violent crime?
there's no father in the home.
Wait, no father in the home.
That's
If
it,
it's a
huh?
father in
Yeah,
the home, they'll solve
yeah,
that.
yeah. He hasn't listened to Arc Nation long enough yet.
No,
So
hold
it's all
on.
good though.
Is it what why do you say that? Like what's your reason for saying that?
Statistics. What do you
No, I
what do you
mean
want me to
like
say?
hold on,
Hey man,
hold
I ain't
on.
trying to be the white devil here.
Hold on.
I'm just saying shit.
Oh, okay. You don't know. So you don't know. Okay, that's fine. You don't know.
You don't want to be racist?
You're asking why the father isn't in the home?
You can be
No, you
racist.
said
It's okay.
something. You said
Margaret
something,
Sanger
right?
and fucking
I asked you. Hold on. She got to slow down, man. You talk too much. You said something, right?
right.
I asked you why you said it, and you acted like I was speaking fucking Chinese.
Okay. All right. Margaret Sanger
That's what. That's. Hold on. Margaret Singer's the reason the father's not known.
and fucking Planned Parenthood.
That's all it took. Margaret Sanger. He brought you guys
Bladder's
down.
fault. So it's white people's fault.
Planned Parenthood. It is. Yeah. Planned Parenthood.
Oh, okay. Oh, the white man.
It,
The
it,
white
it
devil.
but Planned Parenthood is a money laundering scheme. The federal government gives them all the money to where they should be able to give free fucking abortions to everyone, yet they still charge girls $200 to $400 per abortion, and they take that money and then they donate it right back to Democratic campaign.
So you're
That's a
against
fact.
abortions.
Yes, I guess I would say I'm anti-abortion, but I'm against Planned Parenthood more than I am against
Yeah.
abortion.
Hey, Doug, do you know who Scott Adams is?
The cartoon guy?
Yeah. What do you think about what he said
That's him.
about what do you think about what he said about white people need to stay away from black people?
Well, I don't know. You got UCLA fucking trying to do a separatist movement saying we need all black dorms. We don't want to be around white people. So if you want if you want segregation, you gonna get it, but you can't have like both. Like you can't have like we're gonna have acceptance and segregation at the same time. It's fucking bullshit. That's how
Hold
I
on.
look at it.
Let me ask you this.
Do
Let
do
me ask
do
you
you
this.
do you
Hold
want
on.
segregation
Hold on.
or do you
Hold
want to
on, man.
be do you want
Hey,
involvement? Do you want involvement or do you want segregation? You can't have both. You can't say,
All right.
well, we'll
Hey, listen,
segregate and
listen.
hey,
only be involved.
Bro, chill out.
All right,
hey.
relax.
So
Listen.
let me ask you this. What do you think about it?
You can't have both. You can't be like I
No, no,
want.
no, no, no. Hold on. This fucking guy. I told him he talked too much, and now he's really talking too much. This guy's a fucking asshole. Hey, let me tell you this.
He's a
Let me
lit.
ask you this. Let me put you on the. I'm about to put you on the poll too. Let me ask you this. What do you think about it?
Don't think you can ask for segregation and then
Again, you're telling me black people took a stance, so I'm taking a stance. I'm asking you, what do you think about it?
I don't think you can ask for. And
Again,
Yeah, he
well,
said
what was
black.
that?
He said white people should stay away from black people. What do
He's
you
just
think?
talking while you've got him muted. He doesn't even know what's going on.
He's retarded.
I'm not muted. Look. I'll show my face. What I'm saying is, you.
Hold on, man. Listen.
What am I
Dunk,
hearing?
dunk, dunk, dunk. Let me. I'm about to put you on the poll, but I'm gonna bring you up. Let me bring you on the screen so you can so people can see you and shit. Go ahead. You can you can put your face up if you want. You can cam up if you want. Um, Shout out to Pinky Brown, man. Pinky Brown's in the building, man. Shout out to Pinky Brown. Go ahead, Dunk. I want to ask you what you think about it. Like, not what black people think about it, and now because black people said this, you theorize that. Like, what do you think about living around black people? What do you think about that? What are your thoughts about living around black people? Just what you think, regardless of what anybody else thinks. You muted, man. You muted yourself. I didn't mute you. You muted yourself. You muted just
Hear me?
dunk, dunk, dunk. What is your
You
Can
dunk?
played yourself.
Can you
Hold
Yeah,
hear
on.
me?
his
Hold on.
name is drunk now. It's not drunk
Let me
anymore.
do this. Hold on. Let me do this. Let me do this.
Hold on.
You
Can you
you
hear me, bro?
okay?
I'm here.
All
Yep.
right. Do you got the question?
Look.
You got the
What I'm
question?
trying to say is, you cannot ask to segregate and then ask for like everything else, but you want to
Yeah, but
segregate.
that's not what we're asking you,
That
man.
was the question.
No, the question is, what do you think of? Say you never heard a black person's opinion about it, right?
About
You
what?
never about. All right, he asked you about Scott Adams. What do you think about living? Do you think white people should stay around should live around black people? Basically, are you do you want to live or do you want to live, raise your kids, have your kids go to school with black people?
Oh, do you want the honest truth?
Oh my God, Jesus fucking.
Yes.
So one house rented, in my neighborhood, right around the corner from me, and I ain't fucking lying. There was fucking two fucking broke down ass fucking Nissan Maximas with bumpers falling off, and they let the fucking grass grow high where everyone else took care of their grass and shit, and it might have been a single mom. I don't know, but she ended up getting kicked out because the grass was fucking 3 foot high, and there was two broke down Nissan Maximas, and it sounds like a fucking stereotype. And I'm just gonna say,
So
I kind of fucking just giggled and just said,
so you agree with Scott Adams?
I said to myself, there goes the neighborhood.
Oh, so you agree with Scott Adams then? Simple as that, right? You agree with him. White people
No,
should stay away from black people.
no, maybe black people should stay away from white people.
Fair enough.
That's not gonna
Oh,
happen.
Take it.
gotcha.
I,
That's not gonna happen.
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know, man. I'll tell you what. The whole fucking planet's fucked up. But in
No, but we're not
Texas.
talking. Hold on, time out, time out, time
But
out. We're not talking about the whole
but
fucking
I'm not
planet.
talking about
It's
San
about that.
Francisco.
Stop, stop,
I'm talking
stop.
about my
Oh man,
house
Jesus Christ! Hey,
in Texas.
asshole,
I got a house in
asshole,
Texas.
asshole. When I'm talking, you gotta stop, man. You gotta stop, man. What the fuck is wrong with you? Listen, we're not talking about the whole fucking world. We're just talking about this one thing, man, right now. Because I don't want to get you talking about the whole fucking world. Would you let your kids go to school with black children?
Yeah, definitely.
Would you let your kids go to school with a 50-50 black split? Like the school's got 50% black kids and 50% white kids.
Yeah, and yeah, I would until they probably start getting beat up every day, and then I'd probably have to homeschool them or something.
But why would you put your kids in that position though in the first place?
It would be a it would be a test, you know. It'd be a test.
You would test. You would put your kids through
13%
an
is already
experiment.
too high.
Hold on. You would put your kids through an experiment. You would
Wow.
experiment with your kids.
Well, first off, I don't have no kids, but if
No,
I
but
did, if I did have kids, I would say yeah, I'll throw them in
Okay.
there and
And
fucking
and and,
see
and,
what
and you know what?
happens.
I
And
respect that. Listen, I
like,
respect it because that's your answer. But here, and I don't want to. I don't want you to tell me. Last thing I want you to do is tell me what you think I want to hear. So I respect your answer. So you will put your kid. You wouldn't. But even though you're afraid that it may turn violent for them. Okay, and that's fine. Okay, so
and
now
make them
would
tough.
you let
It'd
your
make them tough.
hold on? Okay, to make them tough. That's fine. That's cool. I respect your answer. Would you let your daughter, your teenage daughter, date a black guy?
That's the question.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. If she brought him around the house, if she wasn't trying to hide it or something, yeah.
Okay, now would you let your teenage daughter date a black guy from the streets?
I don't know. Like that's no different than the last question. I would say yeah. Like if she brought him
Okay.
around the house,
Wow.
if
Why would you
it
do that?
if
You can't. You
it
can't. Listen,
I thought
guys.
you said you
if
were
it
against abortion.
Guys, listen,
no
guys.
no no
His answer is his
if
answer.
I can meet
His
him
answer is his
I
like
don't.
that.
I don't think he's
I'll
gonna
tell you
remember
what.
this conversation in the
No,
morning.
no. I respect people on an individual basis.
Probable.
Okay. How
And
many
Probably
my
Tuesday,
strawberry
respect
probably.
don't
daiquiris
my
have you had?
my respect don't isn't based on your fucking color. So like that, it's on individual basis. Like that's my shit. I don't care if he was fucking
But
mowing
we're not.
gardens. I
Hold
don't care
on.
if he
Hold
was a
on. Stop
Mexican,
talking,
a black. I don't care if he was
please.
fucking from Guatemalan. But if I could have a conversation with the fucking asshole, that's respect to
Your
me.
IQ's not high enough.
We're not talking about individuals. You're talking about sending your kid to school. That's a group. That's an aggregate. Wake up.
So how many strawberry daiquiris have you had this evening?
A lot.
I want to say this. I want to say this. Your answer to your question, I respect it because we just watched protests with a million of motherfuckers that have different views than us. Like all those protests we saw, all those people they see the world different. You see the world different. I respect that. I don't want you to tell me what you think I want to hear because everybody's different and there people like you exist. You know what I mean? People like you exist in the world. So I respect that. Now, let me ask you this. Would you date a black woman?
I have. So,
When was the last time you dated a black woman?
but I've been married. I've been married for years, but it was the early 2000s.
Oh, okay, okay. And you approached her. How'd you like? How do you? Because one thing white guys have trouble with is actually meeting black. Like if they like a black girl, like break
You
ice
want another story? You want another story?
quickly. Yeah, quickly though.
All right. So so there was you ever played strip poker?
No.
No.
Okay, so we was playing strip poker, and she went upstairs with one of my Mexican homies, and he had a little tiny peepee, right? A little tiny one. And
Damn.
I heard her laughing, and
Damn.
I said, "Hey, you don't have to worry about that. I'm down here," and I was already half naked,
Whoa.
and she
This is
pulled
the
me
weirdest
upstairs,
situation.
and we
This
want
is gay, dude. And you're from San
and
Francisco, dude. Not
yeah,
a good look.
well, no, we were in Reno, Nevada, and she said
Oh, that's
she came and looked, and she pulled me upstairs, and we romped around for about 3-4 months. We had a good time,
Okay.
and she was darker than you.
Oh wow. Okay. So let me just read this super chat. It says Doug Chunks. Shout out to Douglas Chunks, man. Op Nation, Mount Rushmore, man. He says, I ain't pressing sheet. And the only thing I want to see on a pole is a fine, sinewy dancing girl. Salute Op, President Fisherman, Wicked, Wild Bill panel, chat, and nation. RIP DVK. Shout out to
RP.
DVK, man. Make sure you get your RIP DVK shirt at the Oc Nation merch store, man. If you want to, just have something to remember.
Nice.
I always think of him when I wear that shirt, man. Salute to DVK, man.
The DVK
We
chat.
got my man Savage Red. He just cammed up, so I think he wants to say something. Go ahead, Savage Red.
We don't claim this homosexual.
Be a homo. Why
He's
you gotta be a
bisexual,
homo?
bro. He
Why
sounds
you gotta be a
bisexual.
homo? What I don't get homo
He
vibes.
has zesty
Stop
energy.
it.
Like he sounds like Carl Anthony
Yeah,
Towns.
are you lying, Ike?
But that's
Doc,
just feminine. There's a difference between feminine and no. There's a difference between feminine and gay. He just he just whatever, man.
At the
I
least
want
be
I want to
bi.
run down give us a rundown of all the drugs you've done in your life.
let's be clear. How often have you been naked around men and not been locked up
Not once.
or
Well,
on a
he's playing strip
sport?
poker. He's playing strip poker. So like,
Have you played strip poker?
no, but I
Neither
played.
have I.
I played Truth or Dare with a bunch of motherfucking broads, and we had to get naked. It was a bunch of broads and a bunch of niggas and a bunch of guys, and shit go left and blah blah blah. And
So you got naked in strip poker around a bunch of dudes?
you could end up in your drawers, or you got to show your dick and shit. Like
Have you got naked around a bunch of dudes?
no, not naked, bro.
I can see
Exactly.
dudes doing it though, but I never done it.
No, but we played Truth or Dare. And girl asked you to pull your dick out and shit, and you played house and shit with a only girl. It was only girls playing house, but still, like, listen. If you're playing strip poker and you lose, what you gonna say? Nah, I'm not gonna take my shit off. You violated the rules of the game. You shouldn't have started playing. My thing is, you shouldn't have started playing strip poker. You shouldn't.
My shit never came out before Ryan came down the thing. I heard her upstairs laughing. She kicked him out of the room because his peepee was too small. She said, "You can't get that in here." I heard her say that. You can't get
What
that in here.
was he in this country legally?
Oh no. He's cool. Mario was cool. And he's a really buff dude. But I don't know. Maybe he's doing steroids or something. It makes everything a little smaller.
It makes your balls smaller, not your dick. Dude,
Yeah.
I'm telling you right
Well,
now,
whatever happened,
as the
she
white
started
as the
cracking
white
up.
spokesman here,
She
this dude
literally
is
kicked his ass
bullshitting
out
and
the
he's
room.
gay.
She literally kicked him out the room, and I was standing there. Ding dong, open, and she said, "Okay," and it turned into a 3-4 month fucking thing.
Okay, so let me ask you this, Savage Red. The same line of questioning. What do you think about Scott Adams? What he said about white people should probably try to stay far away as they can from black people. What do you think about that?
I'd agree with him 100%.
Okay, now you've been around black people.
Correct.
Yeah, so you've been around the worst of the worst and the best of the best. You've been around the spectrum, right?
Correct.
Okay, so now tell me this.
Wait, hold on.
Go ahead. What?
The best of the best? What are you talking about?
Oh
Okay,
God.
hold on. AK, this is Dunk. I got a question. So when I said what I was saying about like there goes the neighborhood, I have a house in Texas. I live and work in San Francisco, the most liberal bullshit on the planet. But what I was talking about is my place in Texas. So
All right, thank you, man.
I never clarified that. I want to
All right,
clarify that.
thank you.
That was my house in Texas
Thank
where I was
you, man.
talking about.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead, mute yourself, man, for a second. Let me So would you let your kids go to a school that had 10% black students? Savage Red.
No, so I have two mixed sons, and we moved from the inner city of Cleveland to a neighborhood that's got less than 1% blacks in it.
Mm.
So your kids are the black kids in that neighborhood, in that area.
Correct.
So you ruined the neighborhood.
No,
There
no,
goes the neighborhood.
Yeah, chill.
no. My
Just
kids have a
halfway.
white dad. My kids have a white dad, so they don't act like a childless or
So
a
Mm.
let me ask you
fatherless
this.
child.
Come on. Let me ask you this, Savage Red, because a lot of mixed people I know, they raise their kids as black. Like they tell the kid, "You're black." Like how do you deal with that? Like because I know the mom is black, and I know she want when she has the kids, right? You got custody, right? Dual custody.
So So my oldest son is my wife's son. He's my stepson. He's half
Uh,
Jamaican. He has a white mom. His dad's not been in the picture. My oldest son, that's genetic. His mom is black. I have custody of him.
okay, so
We
you
don't
have
talk
custody.
about race in my house.
You don't talk about race. How do you avoid those racial conversations? How do you
The reason that we avoid those conversations is because in most interactions, kids don't realize, like they realize that at a certain point that they're like they don't look the same. But like there's no like you just get up and go to work and teach the kids how to read. Like there's no like, hey, black kids read this book. Like we don't talk like that. We don't.
No, I'm saying how do you, not why do you, but how do you?
Well,
Yeah, I respect that.
Because it's everywhere. Let's be real. It's all race bullshit. The WNBA. I cover the WNBA on my other channel. Every fucking day it's about race and shit. Like race is everywhere, dude.
well, so my oldest is 12 and my next son is 8. So we haven't really got to the point where my oldest son had lead poisoning, so he's delayed. So we don't have a reason really to talk about race. Now
He's not in
my
school. He's not in school with the other kids.
Yeah, they're in school, but like we don't have to talk about race. Now, race is the issue when he went to inner city schools because he was mixed, so kids were picking on him because he was mixed. And like his mom's black, so like they're on that black this and black that stuff. But in my house, we don't really have to talk about that stuff.
Okay, so salute to Aldous Orwell. He says, "What's up, fellow N-word exhaustion sufferers? I know Dunk's not sub-Saharan, but
The
ask the
back chat
breakfast
is
question."
fucking huge on
Mm.
here. That's
Yeah, hey,
wild.
hey, Dunk, let me ask you a quick question.
What's up?
If you didn't have breakfast this morning, how would you feel?
I've been working graveyard for 25 years. I never have breakfast. I don't know how to
There you
answer
go.
that.
There it is.
Uh-oh.
There it is.
Have you ever
Oh,
done a DNA test?
oh
The
no. In
question
his
does not
defense, he's
apply.
done it.
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
his
I
defense,
did.
he's
Hey,
done
I
it.
he's
did.
definitely. Hey,
I did a
he's definitely not.
DNA.
He's definitely not juice crew.
I did a DNA. I'm 0.0% zero zero black. And even my homies that work, I work in the docks in Oakland. Even my homies were mad. We had a $20 bet on that shit.
Yeah.
I'm telling you the truth. I work in the docks in Oakland. My homies were even tripping. They said, "Oh my God, I thought you would be at least a little bit." I was like, "Nope."
Nah, you got straight hair. You don't have black features though. When you canned up, you didn't have any black.
Yeah, I'll cam up. I'm cracker double cracker.
Let's hear about this white guy. Hold on. Let me go
in front of the state high court. Sean Grayson, the former deputy accused of killing Sonia Massey, argues for his release under the state's Pretrial Fairness Act. Right now, he sits behind bars in the Macon County Jail, charged with murder. His attorney arguing in front of the 7 justices that Grayson is not a threat to the community and should be released. WAD's Karen Iser was inside the high court today and is with me now to share more from the hearing. Karen?
Yeah, this case was brought to the high court after the 4th District Appellate Court found the state didn't present enough evidence to prove Grayson couldn't follow rules if he was released. 7 justices heard arguments from the Illinois Attorney General's office and then Grayson's team. Meanwhile, in the crowd, Sonia Massey's family sat and listened.
1279, people of the state of Illinois versus Grayson.
Arguing for release, Sean Grayson, the former deputy accused of killing Sonia Massey, wants out of jail.
Now, at this point, Sean Grayson is presumed innocent. And more importantly for this case, he, like every other defendant, is presumed eligible for pretrial release.
Grayson's attorney arguing he isn't a threat outside of his uniform and cooperated with the investigation after the deadly shooting.
The incident here, while obviously tragic, it happened during a unique high-stress situation that won't happen again.
The night of Massey's murder, Grayson can be heard on body camera recording telling Massey he would shoot her in the face. The Illinois Attorney General's office telling them.
And remember, she did try to throw that hot water on him. Like, that's a fact.
The high court, Grayson is impulsive.
This is someone who has terrible judgment. And if they cannot comply with basic expectations of society, which is not to escalate situations to this degree, then we cannot expect them to comply with conditions of release.
Justices noting Grayson didn't have his body camera rolling during the first interactions at Massey's home and his previous DUIs.
The fact that he got 2 DUIs, he complied with supervision, but he didn't comply with the don't drink and drive.
Yes, that part does not look great.
Massey's family says the former deputy needs to stay behind bars and the Safety Act doesn't apply to people like him.
The Safety Act has the holes in it, and it's designed to, you don't keep Pookie and Ray Ray in jail for some stupid thing. It's not for a guy who's charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder and 2 other felonies.
Situations like this can't keep on happening because if Sean Grayson get away with what he doing, well, I just let action speak for itself.
Is that a threat?
Jesus Christ.
Ruling today, normally justices return an opinion back within 3 to 6 months, and Grayson is set for trial in October.
What a shame.
I forgot about that case.
I don't think the pastor did any good by saying Pookie and Ray Ray. You don't put Pookie and Ray Ray in jail. Like, what the fuck?
I think about that case every time I look at my stomach because I happen to burn my stomach.
Oh yeah, that was eerie.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember the pictures.
You know what water can do.
God.
Yeah, that shit. Yeah, that shit. And listen, I had a small little teacup, and it just splashed on my stomach.
Now imagine it gets dumped on you and it's pressed against your body with your Kevlar and everything, where you can't get it away to cool it off.
Right. That shit is that what she was trying to do. I think people don't really. I think they're gonna have to do some real in court experiments to let the jury understand, because I think people just don't understand how dangerous
damage water can do.
Yeah, I didn't know until that happened. Even though I've made it 46 years without burning myself like that, it still took that to let me say, oh, okay, whoa, okay. So it's like,
most people have no idea.
Yeah, they're gonna have to do some. They're gonna have to let the jury know. I hope their lawyer isn't just like somebody that just assumes that everybody knows that. I hope he knows that most people don't, and you have to lay it out for them, illustrate it for them, and
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Burn a
I
burn a
don't know how
page
to
or
call it.
something.
I'm like 50-50 about this one.
Because your
Have you seen
IQ's room
Have you
temperature.
seen Stars?
Yeah, that shit was bad, man.
You don't
That
need
was
to see
just
the scars.
that wasn't boiling water.
Yeah, and listen, it wasn't boiling at the time. It was just it I don't know if it had boiled while it was in the microwave, but when I was bringing it down the steps, it was not actively boiling. Um, but yeah, listen, the damage it does is you can only imagine your eyes, like if that hits your eyeballs or the inside of your mouth, the fleshy part, or it gets up your nose. Like say you inhale it through your nose. Oh my God, the damage that shit can do, dog. Whew.
Yeah, burns are wicked. I went to when I was a young kid. There was this other kid named Billy, and he had a babysitter when he was a baby who put him in not too hot a tub.
Oh man.
And that kid it looked like he'd gone through a furnace.
Damn.
And he was my age at the time.
Jeez.
He kept having to have surgeries where they would cut his joints open because of the constriction from the way
The
the skin
skin,
tightened
yeah. As he grew,
as he grew.
his
Right.
skin, yeah. Oh man.
It was terrible.
Jeez.
That
Yeah.
babysitter should be in jail for life.
Yeah. That woman
Oh,
should
she
have.
For
was.
That
real.
woman
Yeah.
should have been.
Well, it might have been an accident though.
She was fucking,
It don't even
sitting some
A
matter.
kid on
minor.
the phone, smoking dope. Who knows? I don't remember what happened to
Yeah,
her, but
it could have been an accident. You could because people don't know, they don't understand how. You know what I'm saying? Like they just don't understand.
Yeah.
You know what I
Dumbass,
mean?
dumbass people fucking are ruining the planet right now.
For
You're one of them.
real.
Well,
I can think of one.
Yeah, you could say that again.
Ruining the planet one panel at a time.
Yeah, man. Give me a city, man. Give me a city, man.
San Francisco.
bro,
Atlanta.
you can look up the LA riots live. LA riots live. See what's going on.
They're not live anymore, man. They
I
got
gotta
a curfew downtown.
I gotta admit, it's pretty boring when you would show it, Ak. When you did that for a while, it's like, oh, nothing's really happening. It's just like some burning
Yeah,
cars. That's about it.
I mean,
They
listen. Um, it's just it literally is just watching a bunch of white liberals just be fucking gay and shit.
Yeah,
Let's
I agree. We should deport like all purple haired fucking white chicks and fucking paisas and just keep the big booty Latinas.
mm,
I'm,
I'm
now
not
they,
opposed.
Yeah,
like,
it's not a terrible idea.
damn.
We need
but for
like
but
we
for
need to
real,
give ICE. We need to give ICE like one of those measuring devices so they can measure the hips of the Latinas as they come
channel
to the
two,
border wall.
channel two, Fox News, San Francisco.
Just
Let's
get
see
rid
what's
of them
going on in
because they
San
don't need big
Francisco.
booty
Ain't
Latinas.
nothing going. They just talking about protests in San Francisco, man.
Yeah, like
Let's
when
do
I
it.
look at the San Francisco protest, a bunch of nerdy ass white dudes wearing masks, and they're like yelling hell hard in the cops' face, and the cops are just laughing at them, and I'm like, nothing's gonna happen.
Mobile.
Right now, a former Biolobachi police officer indicted for rape and sexual abuse of a
That's where
14-year-old
Forrest
is
Gump is
locked
from.
up until
Viola
trial.
This
Battery.
comes after a judge fully revoked William B.J. Squire's bond. The DA's office says he violated his bond conditions for a second time this year by leaving the state.
Our Natalie Williamson in the studio with your latest reporting. And Natalie, this isn't the first time the DA's office has made a motion to revoke his bond.
Yeah, that's right, Lenise and Cameron. After Squires was arrested on a trespassing charge in February, the district attorney made a motion to revoke his bond on the sex charges, saying he violated his conditions. And at the time, a judge found no probable cause. But that all changed yesterday when Judge Michael Wyndham granted their second motion.
He looks like
Tonight,
a scumbag.
a former Beulah Battery police officer accused of raping a 14-year-old girl will remain behind bars until trial. This comes after Judge Michael Wyndham fully revoked the bond of William B.J. Squires after he allegedly went to a baseball game last week in Mississippi. A condition of his bond required him to stay in Alabama. Squires was arrested for a third time on Monday on those accusations, along with Frankie and Jeffrey Goss, who were charged with first-degree hindering prosecution after they were found with Squires on Dauphin Island Parkway. When a bond is fully revoked, it means all conditions are canceled and the defendant is taken back into custody immediately without an option to post bond again unless a judge decides to grant a new one.
Squires will remain in jail until trial, or if there's a motion to reconsider filed based on some new circumstances, then the judge could consider that. Our position is that he's violated bond now multiple times, we believe, and now that his bond has been revoked, we would definitely argue to keep him in jail pending trial.
This is not the first time the former police officer has been accused of violating his bond conditions. In February, police arrested Squires on a trespassing charge. Investigators said he was at Westside Park after he was previously told not to return. Because of that arrest, the district attorney's office made a motion to revoke his bond on the sex charges, saying he violated his bond conditions. However, on May 8th, Judge Michael Wyndham said there was no probable cause for the trespassing charge, so he denied the motion to revoke his bond. Squires is scheduled to be back in court next
tired of
month.
this soft
We've reached out to
era.
his attorney.
Kind of look like you, Savage Red, bro.
Wicked, you think this man has white
Well,
privilege?
I'm Irish. He's not Irish. I'm just bald.
Yes. You
But
know what? When I was looking for house south of Houston and shit, I was in a ghetto ass a hotel one time. There was a black dude, right? And this dude got mad. He had a little ass dog. It was like a Pomeranian, and it was walking around with him. And then the Pomeranian came up and sniffed me. Probably smelled my own dog. And then it was like sniffing me. I pet it, and he grabbed the motherfucker and fucking threw it, like slammed it on the ground, like threw it down on the ground. And I was like, "What the fuck you doing?" He's like, she ain't supposed to be doing that." And I was like, "I don't know what that means, like going up to random strangers who are being nice, you know?" And then, like, I didn't pursue it any farther because, first off, we're in Texas.
Hey, man. Hold on, man.
We're in Texas, and he a black dude. He a black dude in fucking Texas, in Houston.
Oh, he in Sundown Town?
So like he's probably packing and shit. First off, I would like anywhere else in California, I would have just grabbed his ass and threw his ass on the ground, dipped him because I fucking wrestle.
Really?
I
How
would
much
have
you
fought.
kick
I
this
would have
dude?
fought the motherfucker, but then my brain went crazy, and all of a sudden I was like, okay, I'm gonna shut up. This guy could abuse this little fucking dog. I don't give a fuck. I'm not getting involved. And I stepped away. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. You could be a piece of shit. I'm gonna let you. That's when I realized when in Texas,
What are we talking about?
act
Yeah, like what the
Hey,
fuck?
Doug, who
Cool
do you
story,
think
bro.
I
commits the most
realized
mass shootings?
when in Texas, act like a Texan.
Hey, Doug, who do
So
you think commits the most
what
mass
I'm saying
shootings?
is when you in
Who beats
Texas,
the most dog?
when you're in Texas, act like a Texan. Make sure you're fucking packing because every
When
motherfucker
you're
you
in
roll across,
Texas, act like a Texas.
yeah, act like
And
a
when you're in
fucking
San Francisco,
Texan.
Hey, Dunk. You ready to see the poll numbers, man? I think it's time for the big
I
reveal.
am.
It's time for the big reveal
The
on
big
these poll numbers.
drum roll.
Let's go.
Let's go, man. Let's see these poll numbers,
What are
man.
we revealing now?
The poll numbers.
Your fate.
Poll, man. They put you in the poll.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. I'll just bounce out, man.
Yeah.
I did have fun talking with
Bye.
y'all.
All right, man. See you later, man. Deuces.
Peace, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Hey,
gonna cash
Hey,
app the kicker.
man.
yeah.
I really love your channel. I'm gonna continue
Yeah.
Support
Come
subscribing.
the
back.
channel.
Hey, who
Support the
commits the most
channel
mass
via
shootings?
Yeah.
support the channel via PayPal, Cash App, or the Super Chat.
I mean, this
Uh,
fucking poll is some bullshit, but I love you guys. Later.
All right,
yeah.
I
come back.
paid to kick him, so
Whatever.
even if they
What's
didn't
up,
vote him
bro?
out, I paid.
Salute to my man Savage Red, man. Savage in the building. Savage Red support the channel, man. Shout out to Savage Red. Yeah.
Salute to the panel. Salute to the chat that did what needed to be done.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hey,
man.
for
Wow.
real, man.
Whew.
Man,
This is Arc
I think that was the
Nation,
worst
man.
result.
This is the nation.
Yeah, I think that was like the
Huck, you're
worst
too
result.
gracious.
Like 70%. That's pretty bad.
Yeah. Try to give everybody a chance, man.
So
But
my boy,
yeah,
yo, Fisherman was saying that we should do a drunk off between him and McKnight.
oh Lord.
Yeah, we need him and McKnight to go shot for shot and just try to debate each other on something.
Damn. Let's see this. Here we go.
Thank you. Baton Rouge police
McKnight will
arrested a
take
man whose actions went viral here in Louisiana. Now he faces murder charges connected to another incident.
Perry Robinson has been following the story and spoke to the family just hours after the arrest was made. He joins us with more. Perry.
Hey guys, police believe David Catherine, a known gang member, is responsible for killing Teresa Callaghan. In our interview tonight, her family told me they have no idea why anyone would want to hurt her. It's been 9 months since someone shot and killed Teresa Callaghan. And now, Baton Rouge police say they have arrested the person responsible. The mother of 4 was waiting at a red light on the corner of Airline and Greenwell last September when someone rolled up and shot her. Investigators believe David Catherine, also known as Real Bleeder, and a known member of the Bleeders gang, was the shooter. The suspect's name might also sound familiar to you, having made the news recently, catching the eye of school officials and the Attorney General. More on that in a second. Someone who knew Teresa well spoke to us just hours after the arrest. They've asked that we not identify them, so we've worked to conceal their identity.
It's just different for us, and it's just not the same.
This person got to the scene the night Teresa was killed and vividly remembers the sea of blue police lights.
The first thing I see is the corner van, and I just it just never dawned on me that that's what's going on, that she's involved in anything like that.
Catherine was booked on a first-degree murder charge, but this arrest isn't the first time he's made headlines. You might remember Catherine was a part of a viral controversy after he donated snacks and a PlayStation 5 to Park Forest Middle School in March. A video posted on social media generated thousands of views, and it caught the attention of the Louisiana Attorney General, who questioned why leadership would allow a known gang member to interact with students on campus. A district spokesperson at the time said Catherine invited him
because they probably had Sexy Red perform for the students the week before. Like, what the fuck? Like,
He had PlayStations.
And the principal,
right, exactly,
accepted. Moments after today's arrest, the AG went to social media and said, "Remember when I asked who thought it was a good idea to give him a free run at one of our middle schools? Glad that the family of Teresa Callaghan finally has some closure." Family and friends say they have no idea why anyone would hurt Teresa.
Looking over our lives and a life that we live together and the people that we surround ourselves with could not have me to think this would be the way her life would end. I just know that justice will be served.
Why did he shoot her? They never said that. Why he did it? Why he shot that lady?
Maybe she was a Breonna Taylor type, and she ripped him off.
I mean, you only live once. You might as well shoot somebody.
Maybe she was caught. Reporters say they rolled up and axed people quick.
Yeah, right.
Maybe she was coughing too loud.
I thought this was just some random YouTube channel some dude had. I didn't realize it was the news.
Right, it did sound bootleg, but yeah, so damn.
Maybe she said he had a small peepee during strip poker.
Authorities are calling it a successful roundup of alleged child sex offenders, but it also shows how widespread that crime is in North Texas. The Dallas FBI office, along with some of the 70 law enforcement agencies that all participated, announced the results of what they called Operation Soteria Shield. Here's our JD Miles.
These are the faces of the 244 men and women charged with exploiting children for the purpose of sex trafficking or pornography. It's the end of a month-long investigation by federal and local law enforcement of a crime that authorities say is a year-round problem.
The numbers of offenders arrested and the children rescued in this operation are stunning. It's stunning to hear them repeated here.
109 children were rescued by Operation Soteria Shield, which began in April.
During this operation, many of the children recognized or rescued were previously unidentified. They had never been reported missing. They had never had their abuse known to authorities.
The operation not only led to arrests and rescues, but also to the seizure of terabytes of child abuse sex material through a collaborative effort that started 10 years ago and now includes 70 Texas law enforcement agencies.
What started as a small team with a bold idea has grown into something very powerful.
In a lot of these cases, authorities say the sex offenders never actually meet their victims face to face, but instead use technology to coerce them into sending explicit images and videos. The head of the Dallas FBI office says the methods used are not just involving social media, but also online gaming systems.
So I think for many of us, I'll speak for my generation, we were raised to be concerned about faceless strangers that might try to contact us or cause us harm on the street. But we've moved past that. Again, predators have access to our children in our home through technology.
Authorities urge families to use parental controls on any devices kids use and be aware there are more faces like these still out there.
Man, look at them faces. That's like a shit ton of burritos, man. God damn. Like literally, like it's like 90%, well, 70% on burritos. We'll say
Yeah,
70%.
maybe 60 or 70%.
Yeah. Fuck. Jesus Christ. Any
Burritos do it too.
Yeah. No shit.
Couple of sons in there.
God damn.
Remember the one son man that was talking shit to you? He said sons. I guess he was implying sons don't do sex crimes or some shit. Maybe he's onto
He
something.
did not.
I forget what you know what I'm talking about, right? Ike? He was like saying something about gliders.
I've heard that all my life though. Black people
So
always
maybe
say
they're
that.
onto something.
That's true.
Because if it was like homicides, it would be like all sons.
Sons grape women.
Oh, 100%, 110%.
Yeah.
I mean, I see at least 4 sons.
Wiki, why are you deflecting? I mean, it's just like, God damn, you instantly deflected. Like,
No. What I'm giving you credit. I'm saying like there's not many sons on here. That's what I'm getting at.
There kind of are.
There's a backhanded deflection. It's like it's not. It's like, well, this was murder because this the only reason not a lot of sons because this is in the murder chart. No, motherfucker, this is goddamn like it's a shit ton of Latinos on this shit fucking with little kids, man. What do you think about that? Without sons, man. Without putting sons in your mouth, man.
Without putting pause.
Oh.
Nah, I mean, what can I say about it? What do you want me to say? Fuck them. Fuck these dudes.
Huh?
We should throw them into
La
the Pacific
cucaracha.
Ocean.
What do you mean? What I want you to say, man?
I just said it. We should throw
man. You're the sayer of all sayers, man.
We should throw these some words into the Pacific Ocean. We should grab every last one of them, put them in the Pacific Ocean, or the Atlantic Ocean. I'll let you pick.
Why do you think there's so many? Well, since the cat's got wicked tongue, I asked the panel, why do you guys think it's so many on burritos? What is it? What causes it to be so many on burritos?
What is, like, just out of curiosity, what is the age of consent in Central America?
Just thinking that.
I think it's the same as over here.
Breathing.
I really have no idea.
And as a glider, and if we're supposed to police our own, I'd have shot 90% of these guys on sight.
Well, we're in America, man, and make sure you guys support the channel via PayPal, Cash App, or Super Chat, man. Take the $5 challenge, man. Support this channel. If you're enjoying the show, if you're not enjoying the show, don't. If you're not enjoying the show, don't support the channel. But if you are enjoying the show, take the $5 challenge via PayPal, Cash App, or Super Chat.
It appears to be 15 years old in Mexico.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I don't know that it is, but
When's the whole quinceañera thing?
Well, they say federally, quote unquote, federally 18, but the states decide, and
I think
you know what a
guys are giving them an
quinceañera
out,
is.
man. I think you're giving them an out though, because
No, I'm not giving them an out. I'm just saying, like, to these guys, fucking a 15-year-old seems normal, and it's weird.
No, but what I'm saying is, I don't think that they're fucking with 15-year-olds get on this list. I think they're fucking with like
that's the high end.
And I'm looking at this board. I see a lot of gliders. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I'm looking at this board, right?
Okay, so
Let's
like,
go down the
look,
line. Let's go down the line with it.
we got Walter Reyes. We got goddamn Sayed. This is
Sanchez.
You skipped one though. What was that? What was the one you skipped?
Because he's white, Giuliani.
Okay, white.
Giuliani.
Okay.
Johnson. This is a white
Sanchez,
guy. Peter Riley.
Lewis,
Moore.
Right, they're all gliders. Like
right, but look at this. But look at.
All right, let's go down the line.
Hold on, but Wicked, this is their country. They're in their country. These motherfuckers are illegals, man.
Texas, man. There's a shitload of hombreros in Texas.
All right,
for that.
But look,
now, hold on. Let's go down the line, Chief.
Okay, Gonzalez.
Okay, Gonzalez.
Cognon, whatever the fuck. Dorsey. No. So these two is probably white.
The one before them was probably white too.
This is Deshaun Taylor. He's a brother.
Okay.
Even though he looked like a Mexican.
He looked like an hombrero, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, y'all taking that.
Miles Perez.
Okay.
Johnson. Elijah Howard.
It looks pretty diverse to me so far, Chief.
Well, some of the people I thought was hombreros are
gliders.
This is Omera Abubakar or whatever.
Sandman.
Dallas. Yeah.
But my statement still stands. All of them Pacific Ocean.
It's a lot. Sanchez, Quezada, Ramos, Alviar, Cervantes. Like this whole row is fucking burrito.
Well, hold on. Let's look at that again. What's that one right there? The one you got the mouse on?
Sanchez, Marcio Sanchez.
The one before that?
Grant, Jason Grant.
What about before that?
Danny Cable, Adam
Before
King.
What about
I can't read this one. I can't read that one. That
one. We'll take that one. Fuck it. We'll take that. Whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah, I would say this is probably about 40% on burritos.
Let's keep going. Martin.
Luis Mejia.
Oh, go from the beginning. That's Martin. Martin Fisher.
Bradley Penn. Bradley Fern or whatever the fuck.
Rivera.
This guy.
It don't even matter. That's a glider.
Yeah, these are a lot of fucking gliders on here.
McVicker. Crowley. Is that a dude or a female? Wow. Arnold. Whatever that is, a glider. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Chief.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of fucking gliders on here, man.
You know what? And it's more Sunman than I seen before. It's more Sunman than I thought too.
Yeah. Shit. A lot of fucking gliders on it. Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, Bill's onto something when he says that the restraint those cops have, man, you gotta respect it.
Mm.
Oh, hey, oh, look who's in the bag. All right, look who's in the bag.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Y'all gonna have a Mexican standoff?
Right. Hey, what's up,
No.
Pacquiao? Hey, what's up, Pacquiao? Hey, I'll give you credit, Pacquiao. There was no Tigers on that list that I could see anyway.
Yeah, salute.
That is true. What's up, man? What's up, Iconic? Okay.
Wicked is always like that.
He's
Always
probably
tries
eating.
to
Oh, he's
deflect
done eating.
and what aboutism? Yeah,
Close
he's
the
always about
dumpster
that.
and tell us what you think, man.
Right.
Damn.
Well, Tiger, you just saw were you watching it's a lot. It was a lot of gliders in that list too. They were probably
I know, but you're
Christians.
always like
They
that. You're about the what
they,
aboutism all the
they were
time.
probably. It's not a whataboutism. It was a literal statement, dude. It was like I have eyes and I can see, but they were probably Christians.
If they're gliders, there's a great chance that they're Christian. If they're gliders, most gliders are Christian.
Yeah, kind of like you.
But you know what, Wicked? What the gliders will do is they will take accountability, even though they don't really want to. But it's a DNA. They want to take accountability, but you want to deflect.
I want to deflect. How so? You literally saw what I just saw, Tiger.
I saw what you. I saw what I saw. What you saw,
What
and
did
I
you
hear
see?
what
What
you
did you
said.
see, Tiger?
It's a multitude of different colors.
Right.
But
So then,
it's mostly
what are you
burritos.
saying?
What I'm saying is you always want to try and deflect.
But what am I deflecting if it was a diverse cast?
Oh no.
Mostly on
It was
burritos.
mostly on
But it's
burritos.
mostly
Don't
on
do that.
burritos. Just say, okay, we do that too.
What?
And then that's it.
You know, I don't even think I could take mostly on burritos, man. There was a lot of gliders on there.
It was mostly on burritos, Wicked.
Just take the L and move on.
Damn.
And you're only picking the last names that were male. So they got all the ones with female that are half Mex that didn't get counted.
What are you talking about? There was a female on the list. She was a
No, I'm
glider.
talking about a guy and a girl bang. He's Mexican. The baby gets his last name. Now he's Sanchez. Mexican broad bangs a white guy. They have the kid. Now the kid's last name is O'Malley, and you don't claim him as Mexican
So
because
you're
his
saying
last name's
that.
O'Malley.
So you're saying that some of those gliders with some of those gliders with some of those Hispanics had glider names.
Sure.
Well, then you could say the opposites too. Then,
Well, most gliders stay with gliders.
but if you could say that some of those Hispanic names were gliders under your logic,
but I'm not the one trying to deflect. I said I'd shoot 90% of them on sight.
I said the same thing, Bill.
Well, no, you said send them swimming.
I said I would send them swimming. I mean, I look, they're not worth the bullet, Bill.
White people can swim.
We'll put a brick on them. We'll put a brick on them. They're not worth the bullet, Bill. You remember that?
I'll donate.
Let me move along.
Up a passenger in Belleville who was.
An Uber driver in New Jersey picked up a passenger and it almost cost him his life. It happened early this evening, I should say, in North Arlington. The driver said his passenger was loading a gun in the back seat. He said the gun went off and narrowly missed him. That's when the driver got out and the passenger took the car. The violent ordeal ended in a police shooting. New Jersey reporter Anthony Johnson explains.
Police swarmed this industrial area following an incident with a suspect that may have stolen a car belonging to an Uber driver. Cops were gathering clues at the location where the suspect got into a police encounter, leading to serious injuries. But the Uber driver's narrow escape from death is chilling. His sister spoke off camera. Her brother picked up a passenger in Belleville who was highly agitated.
He was frustrated with his girl, his wife, and all that, and he was talking to himself, saying that she wants to get rid of me, and that she wants to kick me out of the house and all that. So with that, I think it escalated to anger.
The passenger in the Uber started loading a gun in the back seat of the car. The driver heard the clicking sound of the passenger inserting bullets into the chamber.
I don't know if he wanted to intentionally shoot my brother, but he shot, but it didn't shoot him. It shoot him like 3 to 4 centimeters away from his head.
Following the shot, the Uber driver bailed out the car with the gunman sitting in the back. The suspect jumped into the driver's seat and took off.
My brother was shocked that he didn't know what to do, like anybody would feel.
The police encounter is now being investigated by the state attorney general's office, which happens in all cases where officers discharge their weapons. But the Uber driver is still shaken by his close encounter with death.
He's alive, thank God. So that's all we care.
Tonight, there is no word on the condition of the officer or the suspect involved in this incident. In North Arlington, New Jersey, Anthony Johnson, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
That's a black crime. I mean, fucking stealing the Uber and shit, definitely a black crime.
For now, all new at 6, a Dunwoody prison transport officer resigned tonight following an investigation into allegations that she harassed her coworkers with unwanted touching and sexual comments. Channel 2's Michael Seiden is live outside the Dunwoody Police Department. Michael, the city conducted its own investigation and found the allegations to be credible.
Yeah, Linda, I've been reviewing their investigation. I got a copy of it on my phone right here. And according to the report, they concluded that during her investigation, they interviewed her multiple times and she gave inconsistent statements, conflicting information. And ultimately, they concluded that those claims against her were credible. She is seen here smiling with her colleagues in these photos posted on the Dunwoody Police Department's Facebook page. But tonight, prison transport officer Susan O is no longer employed by the city because she resigned following an investigation into allegations that she harassed her coworkers with unwanted touching and inappropriate remarks.
That's not okay, no matter if it's a woman and a woman, where, you can't just go around touching people, and that's kind of weird.
We filed an open records request to the city.
I think this is wonderful, man. I love this. Bitch, now you know how it feels.
Freaky ass tiger woman.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Straight smash.
Yeah, I'm smashing.
She rev you wrong time.
What race is she? Iconic. Which Asian nationality do you think?
That's a Korean.
Nah, she looks like a
Ching Chong variety, maybe Vietnamese or
right, Laos,
Chinese.
one of the lower tier Filipina,
Yeah.
maybe one of the lower tier types.
Yeah, Filipino is what I'm
The untouchables of Asians.
Hey, Iconic, man. Are y'all like considered the lower tier amongst Asians? Are y'all considered the lower tier Asians?
Yeah, are y'all like the Mexicans of the Asian world?
I think so.
Wow, that's fucked up.
No, I don't think so.
I think we
I thought it
have
was like the Laos.
lower IQ compared to Koreans, to Japanese,
the Japanese, Chinese.
I think, yeah.
But what about
the Vietnamese and the
Vietnamese?
Cambodians?
And Laos? Yeah, and Cambodia.
Maybe they are lower tier, yeah. Similar. I think they also have low IQ, like Filipino.
Now, Iconic, do you know if they also eat garbage in Vietnam?
That I don't know.
Oh, they do. They just put some seasoning on it.
Oh man. So
This has been the most interesting show in a while.
Iconic. So do you find this woman attractive?
Not at all. Because we Filipinos, we are like mixed with Mexicans and actual Spaniards.
And
So
Spanish.
we don't look like that at all. Maybe people in the provinces in South Philippines.
So, but I didn't ask you that. I didn't ask you. I'm asking you, do you find her attractive? Like I find white women
Not at
attractive and
all.
Hispanics
Not at all.
attractive. I'm not them. Oh, you don't
I
think
don't
she's
like
attractive?
I don't like
Okay.
King Chong. Yes, I don't like King Chong at all.
Oh, you think because she has the pie face, you don't like those features?
Yeah, because I look like I look like uh, I look like
You
I'm
look
half
like Manny
European.
Pacquiao,
My wife.
right?
No, I'm not. I look like I'm half European. My wife
Like
is like
Duarte.
half European. So you can ask who you can ask how I look.
Hey,
Not
Chronic,
even me.
how
You
tall are
saw me
you?
already.
How tall are you?
I'm just short. I'm just short. I'm just 5'5".
Yeah, of
How tall are
course.
you, Wicked?
I'm 5'11".
No, you're
Damn,
not.
Wicked, you a giant.
Yeah,
Man.
It's a
yeah,
Well,
big
Wicked
figure.
said he's half
yeah,
glider.
yeah. But like I said though,
Wicked
before,
ain't fucking half glider. Are you half glider?
I mean, I don't know. I like I told you, I'm like 50% Spanish, supposedly with the DNA test.
So
But
the
I've always
chart. So
told you,
you're all over the chart then. The pedo chart. You
yeah,
got the gliders and the
double
umbiros
trouble.
covered.
Yeah, yeah. But I always told you, man. I keep my pistol on me, so it's like I'm 7 feet.
Okay, I got you. Um,
I think I look
so
like the former point guard of the Los Angeles Lakers. Um,
Jeremy Lin,
Jeremy Lin,
no, Vujicic.
who?
who?
Jordan Farmar.
No, Vujicic.
Vujacic? You look like Vujacic?
Yes,
You ain't no real fucking Filipino then.
I'm Filipino. I'm
You
100%
Slavic?
Filipino. I think.
You half
Vujacic?
Filipino, half Serbian?
Not Serbia.
So when you and Wicked box, you're gonna hit him right in the dick.
You look like this
I
guy
don't.
right
I don't.
here. You look
Oh,
like
I'll be
him.
honest with you. A
You
little
look
bit.
like that.
shut the fuck.
A little bit.
So you ain't no Filipino. You fucking fraud. You
He's
fucking
not
I
a
am
point
glider.
Filipino.
guard.
I am Filipino. I am Filipino.
You know
You're a
what I
glider,
imagine?
man.
Like, you ever seen the Ninja Turtles? Like the pizza delivery boy. Remember? You
I
know what I'm
seen
talking
it.
about?
I can't remember. I can't remember that.
That's what I imagine when I think of
Now I
what he
will
might
say
look.
this. I will say this. Being 5'5", you could literally be a Filipino because you're 5'5", but
Yes, I am.
but looking like this, you're just a 5'5" glider.
Right.
I'm not a glider at all because
You like what's that
I have
dude Diggler? What's his name? Fuck his name is it Wee Man or whatever the fuck I don't know. Like you're just a fucking
I think
short glider, man.
I'm not
That's
a
how
short
you
glider.
look. That's how you look.
That's how I look. That's how I
Oh
You're
look.
a
wow.
glider, damn it.
I'm not a glider.
He
You
looks
can
like
ask
like
Vujicic.
Hawk looks like Brooke Shields.
Yeah, you're one of those. You're one of those gliders that just want to be ethnic. Let me
No,
show you how a fucking Filipino look. This is how a real Filipino looks, man.
It's a baseball game with a Filipino dude. I think they are the friendliest Asians. That's a good call.
That's how real. This is how a real fucking Filipino supposed to look, man. What the fuck is wrong with you, man?
we don't all look the same. That's what I'm telling you.
Yes, you do.
We don't.
All right, let me. I bet you I could do a video on the Philippines and we won't see nobody that look like fucking Vujicic.
Yeah. Look, click on the link I put in the back. That's what I bet you he looked like.
Jesus Christ, I'm scared to do that, man. Let me see. Oh man. Oh god.
Tell me not.
Oh, nothing came. Oh shit.
Tell me not. It's just normal shit. Nothing crazy, right?
And he thinks in his mind he thinks he looks like Vujicic. Is that what you
Right.
think?
Exactly.
Okay. In his mind, yeah, I can see that. In his mind, he think he look like booty chicks. Yeah.
In my mind.
I'm more comfortable envisioning you like that.
That's just like a Japanese dude or something, though.
Impossible.
I mean, he definitely looks like a 6'5" glider NBA player.
That's a ching chong in Icronic's words.
100%, yeah. That's a fucking ching chong. I don't look like
Wait,
that at all.
huh? Okay.
Wow.
When I say I look like Regis, it's not 100% that I look like him.
Yeah, they always told me I look like Leo DiCaprio.
Yeah, I look like Denzel Washington.
Yeah, exactly. I get it all the time.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
what
man.
you mean by this photo right here is like a mongrel. This is like a mongrel.
Can we get some more people to support the channel via PayPal, Cash App, or the Super Chat? We need some more people to take the $5 challenge, guys.
Man, scroll down. Now I
I
can
got
see
you,
Filipino on there. Scroll down. Y'all crazy, man. This is a Filipino, man. If you scroll down, it says it.
That looks like a Filipino. He looks like a skinnier version of the villain in all those old karate movies. Remember that dude who was the bad guy in all the karate movies?
Yeah.
He was all muscular and shit. He looked like
What about Short Round from Indiana Jones?
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, I
That
can
little
see
kid. Yeah, I feel more comfortable with him. Yeah, I feel more comfortable. I definitely feel more comfortable like thinking of you as like an Asian and not
Yeah.
like a fucking glider and shit.
I mean, odds are that he looks like an
I'm
Asian
not glider
though.
at all. I am not glider at all.
This has become quite the mystery for Rock
So how did
Nation.
you look like that? How did you end up looking like that if you're not a?
Because I have a somewhat similar last name to
Yeah,
him.
but you might want to have a long heart-to-heart with your mom at Thanksgiving.
I
Say,
don't
"Hey,
need to.
Mom, I need a test for a kidney or something."
I don't need to because I look like my dad. So
Yeah, during the Spanish American
Christ.
War, it all began during the Spanish American War when the America went to the Philippines and occupied it. That's where it all began for Right Climate.
Wow. Yeah, man. Salute to Eric S. Man. Eric S. Man in the building. He says, I want Philippines to be one of my next international trips, but I'm terrified of eating leftover food. Well, then don't go, because that's what's on the menu. Right, Iconic?
not at all.
I wonder if there's variety at least, like with the garbage food. Like, is there at least variety?
I'm sure they have different kinds of garbage, like garbage a la carte.
Right. Like a double cheese garbage.
Like a garbage Chipotle. You could pick your stuff.
Oh shit!
like Old Country buffet.
Yeah. Like a show. It's like a Shoney's with garbage in it.
Jesus Christ!
I wonder
Fucking
if they use like
Golden Corral.
I wonder if
We
they
wasn't
use
allowed
like
to
garbage
film it. It's
lids.
basically just a huge place full of bags of old leftover
Oh, not this
takeaways,
again.
like Jollibee, McDonald's, and they basically take all the chicken and the bones and clean them and recook them and make a dish called pug pug. And it's really famous here in the area because the people can't afford to buy pieces of chicken, so they just use the leftovers and make a new meal from it. They offered it to us to try, but I don't think my stomach can handle it because
That's racist.
theirs is very, very strong. They eat it from a young age,
She's
but mine's not.
probably literally gonna like give like half of her next year's salary to the fucking United Negro College Fund just because you wouldn't eat this fucking food.
Yo,
She's definitely the kind to take from BBC and say she's doing it for the oppression.
Yo, wouldn't it be some shit if it was actually good? Like it was actually fire.
Yeah, I bet it's good. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie, man. I mean, it's fucking McDonald's at the end of the day, or fucking Burger King. It's just some shit that somebody ate and threw in the trash, and it sat in the trash for a long
You don't know what you're
time.
gonna eat though, so it might be good one day and then bad the next. You never know.
That makes sense.
It might have a fucking
So
shoelace
this
in
is
it one
it,
day.
guys. Pug pug. You can see here they have all the bones that they're salting and they're deep frying. So Aileen is known as the pug pug queen here in this town. She is famous, I think, even on YouTube. And she's so beautiful. She looks like she's doing a brilliant job. Maganda. Maganda.
Yeah, that's what y'all look like, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop telling us you look like Brad Pitt and shit, man. You look like that. What's wrong with you,
Just
man?
want to comment. There's no bones in McDonald's or Burger King.
All right.
You say, all right, you got me.
Yeah, man.
Iconics had enough of this shit.
The area that we was.
Have you ever tried fried garbage? Some poor individuals in the Philippines
let me
generate
just tell you
income
this,
by
Ak.
selling trash.
No.
The trash they see is organic
hold on,
waste. They
Iconic. With the guys talking, can you please just wait till the end of the video? Thank you.
collect organic waste from garbage
that
bins,
again?
separate it, and sell it. Then they cook it and serve it as a new dish. This food is called pag pag. The workers go to garbage dumps, look for leftover food from restaurants, and then bring it back. Their task is to find leftover food like chicken bones that still has meat on it. In this video, the restaurant owner prepares a Filipino soup where the meat is cooked in tomato sauce. First, he washes the chicken bones 4 times. Then he cuts onions to release the aroma before mixing them with the washed chicken bones. The tomato sauce is crucial as it covers the foul smell from the trash. After stirring all the ingredients for 15 minutes, this dish is ready to be served. Each serving is sold for 10 pesos or 55 American cents. So be grateful you are still able to eat clean food today. Have you
Go ahead.
But
Go
they're
ahead.
charging.
Hold on. Let
ever tried fried garbage?
Go hold on,
Some
my bad.
poor
Go ahead, Iconic. Go ahead. You were
What I'm
saying?
saying Ak, is, what I'm saying is this is the only thing people got about Philippines, right? Pag pag, where again, like what I told you, only less than 1% consume. So that's everything. That's all people got about the Philippines.
So
So
basically,
that's meant
hold on. Let
to
me
be
get this
offensive.
straight. Let me get
Let
this
me just
straight.
ask you this, Ak. Let me ask you this. Do you think this is offensive at all? Like seriously? You think this is offensive?
Hold on. I didn't understand what you said, man. You gotta you kind of like speaking at like choppy.
What I'm saying
You
is, do you
sound
think
like you're in the Philippines.
all the
Exactly.
yeah. What I'm saying is, all of the videos that we got, this is the best. This is always the thing that we got for the Philippines. Do you think that people in the Philippines are offended by this in the slightest?
Hold on. Is there anything else to your culture? Because listen, I all I heard about was Manny Pacquiao and Pac Pac. What else do y'all have? What else do you have to offer?
What else do we have to offer? I think what we have to offer is we don't um we actually don't make the news quite often because we do something terrible. And when we do, we are the first to condemn it. I am the first to condemn it. I actually hate immigration, legal or illegal. So if this is the best thing that we can come up with against Filipinos, this is nothing.
No, I mean like give us something from your culture. Since okay, I'm a big bad guy. I'm making fun of Filipino people.
No. I don't think you are
Educate me.
making fun of the Filipinos. No.
Educate me. What do you
I don't
educate
need
me?
to
What is it?
educate you. I have a low IQ. I told you that, but I'm telling if this is what
Damn,
we got,
Iconic.
right?
It's all good, bro.
Let me
What?
see. I'm gonna try to find out something about Filipino culture, man. I'm not even going
Like,
because this is
Wasn't that like the kid screwing capital of the planet?
that's Thailand, probably.
No, it's the Philippines.
okay. Here we go.
Yeah, I
Things
think I
that
heard the
shock.
One of them
Philippines.
Ching
So we are
Chong
having a
places.
time of bonding, and if you notice, everyone is eating with their hands except for me.
Diving in.
But not for long. Here it goes. I joined the rest of them.
Okay, eat with your hands. Okay, that's
So
not
we are.
I'm not gonna hold that against you. Eating with your
So
hands is
no
like
other people in the world eat with their hands. Only
no other
Filipinos.
people. No, Nigerians
Oh
definitely eat
no,
with their hands.
that's so
Africans eat with
bad.
their hands. Yes. Yeah,
Feel so bad about that.
I'm not gonna I'm
Oh
not
my
gonna
God,
yeah.
that's
Oh,
so
here we
terrible. I
go.
feel
Let's
so
see this.
terrible.
10 interesting facts about the Filipino tradition and culture. The Philippines has kept its cultural heritage alive despite a long history of colonization. Locals are
How
proud of
about
their
that framing?
traditions and strive to maintain them. Filipino culture is increasingly being overshadowed by foreign influences as technology and innovation spread. Have a wonderful ability to accept novel concepts and incorporate them into their own culture. They possess a resilience that allows them to quickly and easily adapt to emerging trends and ideas from different countries or timelines. Despite the influx of foreign trends and pop cultures, Filipinos still put their own culture and traditions on top priority. They remain loyal to their roots and uplift each other's culture as well. In the Philippines, individuals are often well equipped to deal with calamities mentally and emotionally, no matter how damaging they may be. They prepare for worst-case scenarios and are aware of what the calamity could bring ahead of time. If you're planning a visit to the Philippines or simply want to learn more about its culture, here is a list of the most popular cultures in this beautiful country. Knowing about them can help you get an insight into what makes the Philippines so unique. Number 1. Bayanihan, which is widely seen in the provinces of the Philippines, involves neighbors giving each other a helping hand to move a kubo or a hut. They do this by carrying it together on their shoulders. It's made possible because the kubo isn't built on the ground. The concept of bayanihan has been around for many years, and today it refers to collective assistance given to someone in need. It's a common phrase used when people come together to help one another during challenging times. Number 2. Harana. Filipinos express love through thoughtful care and support, and they value romantic gestures to show someone how much they mean. Harana was a Filipino tradition of expressing one's love through song outside their beloved's window. An ancient tradition of serenading with music and song is being used to express love and admiration. He used his courage and love to serenade his beloved and her family, a romantic gesture of courtship for all to appreciate. This important traditional courtship in the Philippines is slowly fading away due to modern culture. Harana is now rarely seen.
So far, you think this is an accurate depiction? Iconic,
Yes.
huh? Iconic.
Yes.
Is this is this is this shit true? Is this true? What do you think about this?
Yes. It's true.
Oh, okay, so you did you ever go by a young lady's window and serenade her?
This is the culture. Not everyone has to do it.
I mean, but like,
Did you want to do it?
I don't
you
because
like
I
girl? Hold on, hold on.
go to
First,
the
do you
mosque.
like girls? Do you like girls? Because I don't want to offend nobody.
I think I think you're missing the point because if you are a good-looking guy, you don't need to chase women. That's what I.
Oh, okay. So this for like bust. This is like simping. This is like for simps.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I think my wife thinks like I'm a good-looking guy, and then I like her too, and that's it. She became my wife.
That's only because you look like a white man.
Maybe I don't know, but I'm also a good person. I think.
Mm.
5'5" isn't short for your country, right? Like you're kind of
It's
average
still
height.
short. No, it's still short.
Oh,
I
How tall are
mean,
you, Bill?
now I'm only 6'5". I was
Damn,
six
you a
six
big
and a,
motherfucker.
I was 6'6.5" before I got hurt.
you shrunk.
Yeah, I
Oh,
had a
you're back. You're
four-level
back.
fusion. Yeah,
Oh,
my
you're back.
back.
Okay. Okay. Um. Yeah. Wow. That's amazing, man.
Sukab is a cultural belief to avoid having two family members getting married in the same year or if someone has recently passed away. making weddings closer together in Asian families. It may be difficult to have a wedding celebration this year due to sukab, an ingrained fear in some parts of the Philippines that it will bring bad luck. Rescheduling weddings in the Philippines is a smart move to ensure.
Okay, hey man. Okay. So y'all got it's more to y'all than Pag Pag, man. That's interesting, man. I didn't know.
My buddy Razor
Hi,
married a
folks.
Filipino
The
girl.
Filipino P
Those
here,
women
and
adopt you,
almost every
What do you mean adopt you? I don't know what
part
you
of the
mean.
family, like the whole family.
Oh,
The whole
this
family
girl right here, she's beautiful
took him in.
for. Is she beautiful for a Filipino?
Not at all. It looks like
Cause she doesn't look like a white girl.
I don't like
Is there
I don't like
anybody that looks like an
Asian.
Asian that looks good in Asia?
Because when I
Damn,
look
what a
in them, I
question.
want to see people who look like at least similar to how I look.
It's like it's like Halle Berry being like the hottest black woman and shit, and she's biracial and shit. It's the same thing.
Yeah, we're just the
This is
standard,
like
we're just hot as fuck.
this woman right here in the picture is like a Thai almost. And look at her nose; it's flat.
You wish she looked more like a white woman.
I want the woman that I will meet to look at least similar to how I look. That's why I chose my wife.
Like a white person.
Not really.
everyone that's considering visiting or living in the Philippines has asked the question, so what is it like? You know it's gonna be different. But how? The costumes, the roads, the language, the people. Well, you might think it's just a sunny paradise that's otherwise a lot like your home country, but it's actually
The fact that you keep your trash can in the refrigerator.
different in so many ways that I hardly know where to start. Even you guys that have lived here a while are still getting used to things. And today, I'm going to talk about a few of those differences I bet you didn't expect. Welcome to the wacky way of life in the Philippines. It depends on your genitalia. Warning to feminists,
What?
you will definitely be triggered by the following information. If you're the kind of woman that's likely to make a scene when told to segregate by sex, the Philippines may not be for you. When you approach the entrance to a
Based. Got
mall
it.
or other retail establishment, you might be asked to enter through a special door marked Women's Entrance. Yep, I kid you not. There can be separate entrances for males and females, where both sexes will have their personal items inspected before they're allowed to go shopping. While it's rare that your body will actually be touched, it's not unheard of to get a pat on your lower back.
Damn,
Yeah.
yo.
Y'all got terrorists? Is that what's going on here? Like Islamic fighters?
Oh,
In
y'all
the Philippines,
Muslims?
of course. In the
You
Philippines,
you
Yeah,
guys
they're
are
there are a
taking
lot
Muslim?
of
over.
Muslims.
No, I think they're
Oh wow.
Catholic.
That's what I thought. If you're Spanish, if the Spanish colonized you, I thought you would be Catholic.
There
But
are Muslim parts of the Philippines, southern Philippines, Mindanao.
damn, that's crazy.
And I know people close to me who fought actual terrorists in Mindanao, ISIS. They live close by.
Did you
I
fuck
know
them
him.
up? How did it go?
They killed the ISIS terrorist. I know him personally. I know him very well. That's why he's not
oh, you know
afraid.
a terrorist very well.
No, I know
Jesus
someone who
Christ.
fought the terrorist. I know someone who fought the terrorist back in 2017.
Oh, fought the terrorist. Salute to Dob Shank Diaz, he says, pull up a picture of E.T. in a wig. It looks like Carmelo's mom. Jesus Christ. Carmelo's mom taking his strays. What's up, Douglas Chunks? What's the cracking, man? What's happening?
Hey, how's it going up?
What's new, man?
Well, I had to wait till Dunk got off the panel because I didn't want to be confused with him.
Oh, wow.
Are you drunk as well?
I'm
Are you lit?
Working on it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, with rum and coke's not that light beer bullshit.
Yeah, so what's going on, Doug? What are your thoughts on Filipino culture, man?
Oh, well,
Are you impressed?
am
Smash?
I oppressed? Oh, so this
No, are
one's
you
Smash. No.
impressed? Are you impressed?
Well, I tell you, there's the bank that I bank with mostly is probably half Filipino. Ask me how that works in Alaska, but there's a couple Filipino
Right.
gals there that are sexy as hell.
Oh yeah. What do you think of this one? Is this one sexy as hell?
This one's like a Philly 6.
Woo, man.
No, she's
Jeez.
all right. Yeah, I'm not hitting the smash button. Sorry.
What do you think about the custom where you get to grab a girl's ass when she walks through the woman's only door?
If you see what I put in back chat, I thought that was a ladyboy test.
Oh,
no. Yeah.
Have you heard about this this sun lady who pretended to get lost in the woods and she came up with this whole story? You'd get a kick out of this one.
It's new.
Yeah, it happened like in the last week or two.
Oh, we
It's
had one a
pretty
year
funny.
ago, didn't we?
Because I know that one girl.
Tiffany. Tiffany something.
Yeah.
Put it in the back chat. Put it in the back chat if you can.
When was that last one, Ock, where that gal was shacked up in a hotel for like a month and acted like she was kidnapped and bullshit?
That was Carly something. What was it?
I don't
Carly
remember.
Johnson. That was in Alabama too. That was last year. That was probably 2 years ago now, maybe 2 years ago now.
Talking about that white girl, that blonde?
No, this
she's
was
a
a
black
son.
girl.
Oh, that was the one that saw a naked baby on the highway.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
exactly. Her. Yeah, her. Carly.
Go bigger.
Jeez.
Go bigger. Go home with those stories.
Yeah.
Well, the white blonde girl, she did it like that that movie with the guy that was married to that dancer lady. Fuck, I
Yeah,
don't know the celebrity.
Bill, you're right. And she branded herself for some bullshit, didn't she?
Yeah, she did something wild. She was with her ex-boyfriend from high school or something the whole time.
Chicks, am I right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's in the back chat, but the woman's name is Tiffany Slayton, and she's just a lying sun woman trying to profit.
Okay.
A sun hoax.
Let's see this, man. Yeah, man. I hope Iconic. Do you and this is not trying to be funny, so don't take this the wrong way. But like, you know how we have TV dinners over here? Do y'all have pag TV dinners? Like where you can like buy pag, but it's like microwavable, freeze it and all that stuff.
No.
I want to know because you owe me some pag. So I want to know if you can send it to me. If you can send it to me.
It's got to be fresh.
Like I told you, only the people who live in the dumpster eat that shit. I never knew anyone who ever been close to a pad
Well, you're white, but I'm talking about for the.
I'm not white. I'm Filipino.
Salute to Nick Kaladi, man. He says everybody was kung fu fighting. Those cats were fast as lightning. Jesus Christ. They I think you mixing them up with Koreans, man. The Koreans eat the dogs and whatever the fuck. I don't know. Whatever. So yeah, it says in the back chat. Is this a video?
Oh, I just pasted a mainstream news, but you could just
What's her
YouTube her
name?
news
Tiffany
conference, and
Slayton.
that'll tell
Let
the
me see if I
story.
can find her name. Let me for Tiffany Slayton, man. Let me put her Tiffany Slayton.
Just a kooky lion son woman coming up with fancy tales and making a buck while she's at it.
There we go. Jesus Christ. Okay, hold on. Hold on, man. Jesus Christ. This woman, man. Let me see.
But what I'm saying is, I just want, before we all forget, Wicked is always like that. He always wants to deflect. He always wants to stand up to his people, quote unquote. Although he is an American, I don't know if he will ever get that office um, system that he is still Umbrito first before he is an American. What a shame.
Wicked. Well, listen, I will say this though in Wicked's defense. We love Mexican food, man. Mexican food is amazing. They've literally changed the way American food is Mexican food. Taco Bell, Chipotle, fucking goddamn uh
But
chimichangas,
illegal is
Doritos and shit.
illegal, right? Illegal is illegal.
Yeah, but when we send them back, we're keeping the recipes, man. Like, come on, we're not sending the recipes back. Let's see.
And she says, "It's me, Dad. I'm sorry. I'm not dead." That was the best feeling. That was the best gift that I could have ever gotten.
Tiffany's father, Bobby, becoming emotional when he thinks back to the day his daughter was found. Her parents, who live in Georgia, last heard from her on Easter Sunday and reported her missing 9 days later. Fresno County Sheriff John Zanoni says she was making her way up through the Huntington Shaver Lake areas, headed to Mono Hot Springs. What was supposed to be a serene 3-day vacation turned into almost 3 weeks lost in the Sierra. Sheriff Zanoni says most don't hike that north due to the extreme weather and snow. At some point in her journey, Tiffany says she took a tumble down a mountain.
When I fell off of this cliff, I was unconscious for about 2 hours and did indeed have to splint one of my legs and pop the other knee back into place.
Oh my God. Jesus
From there, I couldn't.
Wow.
Yo, right there, you could a normal person would have known she was lying right there, but she's black. So
I'll take full of shit for 200.
See this guy behind her, this sheriff guy? He went on like a YouTube channel and he was like, "Yeah, her story doesn't make any sense."
yeah. Yeah, you gotta be smarter than that, man.
Actually get back onto the road. The main road was blocked because of the avalanche that I had been in. And of course, like a normal person, the first thing you're supposed to do is call 911. And I attempted that 4-5 times with no avail.
She had lost service and did not have a GPS, but did have some food, an electric bike, 2 sleeping bags, and a tent.
But at the end, after fighting nature for such a long time, I lost my tent, I lost my vestibule, and I did eventually lose both sleeping bags. So I was outside with nothing but a lighter and a knife.
The sheriff's office said she also had a waterproof map that she lost in the wilderness, along with her phone.
I didn't want to panic.
She credits her experience as a high-level archery coach and her survival skills, like foraging, which helped her find plants to eat. Tiffany eventually made her way near Edison Lake, where she found an open cabin at Vermilion Valley Resort.
When the door opened and I saw the best sleeping bag I had ever seen in the world, I wasn't necessarily thinking, oh my goodness, I'm rescued. I thought, it's a dry bed.
The sheriff's office said she was probably in the cabin for about 8 hours before the resort owner found her. The first thing she did was call her parents, who were buying winter gear as they prepare to fly to Fresno to help search for their missing daughter.
To hear her voice was really tough, but it was the best toughness that I could have ever experienced.
Instead of a dreadful search in the snow, it was a joyful homecoming.
Just to hold her. She wanted to hold us. She wanted to hold her mom and dad, and I took it in, and I'm just glad to see her, to know that she's alive, and to smell her.
Zanoni says he's never seen such an extraordinary outcome in his entire career.
But it truly is a story of survival and determination by Tiffany. There's no other way I can explain it. I've worked for the sheriff's office for almost 30 years. I've grown up here. I spend a lot of time up in that area. I would have never anticipated her in my wildest dreams being able to get back as far as she did. But now we know this is something that we will learn from in the future.
Reporting Hannah Gonzalez, KC24, local news that matters.
2 weeks in the mountains, my mother wouldn't want to smell me.
Did what?
2 weeks in the mountains, my mother wouldn't have wanted to smell me.
A Georgia woman's tale of survival in the Sierra is now raising questions. Tiffany Slayton was found safe last week after a vacation turned into a search and rescue operation. But some say the story she shared just doesn't add up. Thanks for joining us tonight for Action News. I'm Warren Armstrong.
And I'm Vanessa Vasconcelos in for Margot Kim. Tiffany Slayton's family tells us the 28-year-old is now recovering out of public view following her ordeal and online scrutiny over the weekend. Action News reporter Gabe Ferris brings us the questions surrounding Slayton's story and her father's response today.
Tiffany Slayton's survival in the Sierra has been hailed a miracle, but it's also sparked suspicion.
When I saw her story, that's when I first went, something's not adding up right here.
Seasoned outdoorsman Jeff Aiello skeptical from the start when Slayton took to the cameras last week to describe her ordeal.
Hello. I didn't really come up with anything that's super planned for this. It's literally only been 2 days.
Oh my gosh, she started off lying. Like, I didn't come up here with anything.
Big ass smile.
Notice the sunglasses because her eyes are constantly looking at the ceiling, most likely.
Right. She literally planned everything. Salute to Don Wrinkles. He says, "Happy Father's Day, Papa. Keep on saving lives. Thanks for guiding one naive glider at a time. Safety away from sundown."
Salute.
Yeah, man. Salute to you, man. No problem, man.
Something's not adding up right here.
Seasoned outdoorsman Jeff Aiello skeptical from the start when Slayton took to the cameras last week to describe her ordeal.
Hello. I didn't really come up with anything that's super planned for this. It's literally only been 2 days.
You don't need a blanket on you in a press conference like that. That was a warning flag for me.
Aiello probes Slayton's story, starting with the avalanche she says blocked her path and turned a vacation into a nightmare.
There's no avalanche in the Sierra this time of the year or in late April. The conditions don't exist for it.
According to the National Weather Service, there was little to no snowpack at the time, but there were at least 2 systems that brought snowfall. Slayton's entire journey lasted nearly a month, and for 15 days, she was officially lost. Her parents in Georgia hadn't heard from her, and Slayton said repeated calls to 911 failed.
There was no service. She couldn't get a call to 911, but then right after that, asked Siri where the closest Starbucks was.
Eventually got mad at my GPS and decided to ask, well, where's the nearest Starbucks? It's like, oh, well, we can answer that question. It's 18 miles from here.
Well, Siri doesn't work unless you have connectivity.
Slayton eventually discovered a cabin near Lake Edison, and reports of her rescue made national headlines. We asked Slayton's father about his daughter's story over the phone Monday. Does he believe it? "My daughter doesn't give false statements to us or to anybody," he said. "We're 100% behind her." We also asked about the naysayers. "The fact of the matter is they weren't there," he said. "They weren't in the
They
situation."
always say that.
Tiffany Slayton's parents have since closed a GoFundMe.
But was you
for their
there?
daughter. We've also learned that the Fresno County Sheriff's Office has retraced some of Slayton's path and found evidence to validate her story. The family is now actively talking with investigators. Gabe Ferris, ABC 30 Action News.
She wants to like be on a reality show. I think that's her plan. Be famous.
Wow. Wow. Tiffany Slate.
Fatigue is real.
Jesus Christ. Wow.
It's so dumb to go hiking in areas like that by yourself. Even grown men with experience, Bill can tell you, it's just not wise to go out by yourself. And
But what's in it for her to lie
hundreds of
about
people
that?
get lost in that area every year. Hundreds.
And if you get lost, you're fucked, right? You're like, you're done.
You're totally fucked. Yeah, unless like Bill, I'm sure Bill can survive, but most people, no, it ain't happening. Yeah, eating eating plants. Give me a break.
She
Listen,
said
one of
she
the
ate
most humbling
leeks.
things in my life was I was on the search and rescue teams, and I got lost in a blizzard snowmobiling and couldn't find my way back down the mountain. I could find my way to a warm hut and on the other side of the mountain, but I could not find my way down the mountain. I've been down that mountain 1,000 times, and it was just no moon, a blizzard. My now wife was with me.
Oh shit.
We got.
How was she? How was that? Nagging? How was the nagging on that trip? Jesus Christ.
She knew better. She was real quiet.
Instincts kicked in.
Yeah.
Oh no, there were some other people that saw me doing big circles trying to find the road down, and they came down and they couldn't find it. So we rode back to the other side of the mountain, loaded my sled on their trailer, and got trucked down the mountain around the other end of town and out to my house, which is where we snowmobile from. Was my yard.
Oh, there in Wyoming?
Yeah.
Got it.
We had a cabin right on the North Platte River.
People disappear like crazy in Sierra Nevada and also up here in Alaska. There's certain areas they call the
we lose
triangle.
locals all the time.
Yep.
Much less not counting the city folks that come out here and die.
That's crazy.
Right.
That's crazy.
And all the tourists that want to go pet a buffalo.
Hey,
Kids
Ak, on
beaten by a bear.
a whole different note, earlier you guys were talking about age of consent in different countries. So Mexico, I think right now is 15, but it wasn't terribly long ago. It was 12. And this is one of my many theories about importing third world is, once our population's overtaken by that, they're going to push. I think it's part of the plan of the, evil people is they want to lower the age of consent. In the U.S. In the U.S. right now it's 16, and that I thought Nevada was one of the few, but it looks like quite a few states are 16. But Argentina is still 13, and
why isn't there a lot of travel? How come we don't hear a lot about men going to Argentina to?
Oh, I'm sure it happens.
It's because there's countries where it's still lower. There are countries on the planet where it's at least 12, if not lower. And I like studying psychology, so I looked into this years ago, and I think that change in Mexico is in the last few decades, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's creepy. They're 100% pushing towards that. I have no doubt.
Yeah, it's in the buildings. It's 16, but it also used to be 12, like 10 years ago.
Yeah, and I mean,
to
to be fair, back in the 1800s when life expectancy was in the 30s, people grew up faster and all of that stuff. But yeah, I mean, it just makes sense. Like a lot of things, over time we go, hey, people maybe aren't mature enough to make decisions, so let's bump that figure up. It's very strange.
But of consent, it has some other infos that we need to know. Like for example, if the age of consent is 12, the older person has to be just 3 years older. So
Yes, and
over 3 years older.
You're absolutely right, Iconic, and that from state to state here in the U.S. as well as country to country, that age variance is also different. So I'm sure certain nations in the Middle East, the age of consent can be, 10, 11, 12, but they don't have that kind of 3-year, 5-year gap that may exist in more civilized, let's say, countries.
Yeah, Islam is shit. They marry 6-year-old child.
Right, and then
Those
like they're
women are
bragging
something
that they
else.
don't consummate till
Those
she's
demons are something
9.
else.
Yeah, it's sick.
Wow. Damn. That's crazy. Jeez. But yeah, it's only crazy because our sensibilities. That we weren't raised around that type of stuff.
I agree.
Yeah, we were raised in. Yeah, that's still. Yeesh. Let's see.
Contraband inside the jail. The Clayton County Sheriff says that one of its employees is the culprit, and she is now behind bars. And our cameras were rolling as that arrest happened. Atlanta News First Sarah Hammond is at the Clayton County Jail with the story you'll see only on Atlanta News First.
This arrest definitely came as a surprise to everyone in the room during that 6 a.m. roll call where our cameras were rolling when 38-year-old security specialist LaPortia Williams was called to the front and then placed in handcuffs. The new jail administrator here says he hoped the message comes across that this will not be tolerated.
Specialist Williams, step up front, please.
An early morning arrest inside the Clayton County Jail after the sheriff's office says security specialist LaPortia Williams smuggled contraband to an inmate.
LaPortia. Hereby terminated from the Clayton County Sheriff's Office and under arrest.
Atlanta News First heard jail phone audio of Williams conspiring with inmate Rodriguez Martin to smuggle this phone charger inside of this cereal bar box. Major Michael Johnson says security cameras captured the moment Williams dropped that box into a trash can like Martin asked her to. A shakedown inside Martin's cell block this morning ended with the inmate back in handcuffs.
Specialist Williams is now an inmate here at Clayton County Jail because of you.
Major Johnson says when he took over as jail administrator a month ago, he warned everyone there would be changes because this happens far too often.
That I can't believe that they're still doing it. After I gave them warning, I told them there's changes coming and let them know that there was going to be consequences to actions such as this.
He says he hopes his message this morning was clear to the other employees that this cannot go on.
If you make a decision to do criminal activity in our jail, you'll see the same fate.
And Major Johnson says he wants to set an example for the future of this jail and their inmates.
Every single one.
He's basically talking to himself. Shit. God damn. That is crazy. Bless his heart, though. Imagine how hard it is to work with that group of people.
At least he's in charge.
Shit, that ain't no fucking being in charge of a bunch of sons is not all it's cracked up to be, man.
But that's a picnic.
They're fucking like. Can you imagine how many times people call out or like are late or like have some personal issue that affects the job or bickering with each other or beefing with each other?
Or
that's not even
smuggle a weapon to a prisoner.
I mean, that I'm talking about even without that. Like, let's just say they were all like nobody. You would have so many problems with this group, even if they weren't. Even if nobody smuggled anything ever. Like, just think about that. Like, all the broads will probably be. Well, no, that goes hand in hand with smuggling. Because all the broads will probably be fucking the inmates and shit. So yeah, once they start relationships with the inmates, the smuggling is the next step almost every time. Yeah, like these bros are fucking the inmates. They're flirting with the inmates. The relationship with the inmates. Like,
Getting their
Jesus
prison
Christ.
D.
Yeah, this is poor guy, man. Um, having to deal with this shit. Man, you know what? I can't show this video that I wanted to show you guys on over here. So I'm gonna ask all you guys to switch over to Kick right quick. Everybody switch over to Kick so I can show y'all this video. I'm gonna give you like 5 minutes, man. Everybody switch over to Kick, man. The Kick link is in the description box, man. Kick link is in the description box, man. I'll put it right here in the it's Ock Nation News. It's basically I'm just Ock Nation News on Kick, man. At the end of the day, man. At the end of the day, I'm Ock Nation News on Kick. You know, at the end of the
Hey,
day.
shout out Miss Katie.
Yeah, Miss Katie did her thing today, man. Like, you know, we all knew what was gonna happen. Like, let's keep it a buck, man. Everybody knew what was gonna happen. She ain't forget to play how to play basketball. She was just hurt.
Hey,
Yeah, what's cracking? What's
so give me your
cracking?
take. Brittany Griner, is that a dude? Is that a
No,
dude,
no
Brittany
way.
Griner? I
No,
mean, really?
no.
No?
She
It
had a
ain't a
She's
chick.
got a deeper voice than me.
no. She had a mastectomy. She got her boobs cut off, and she does all the fucking hormones for the men and shit. She's she's trying to be like a trans man without being a trans. She's like a she's like one of them Butch Dykes because we've been following her since she was a little girl, like since she was in high school. She was
Got it.
always
Yeah.
6'9". Like she wasn't like this until she got to the
Okay.
WNBA. She was always gay. She was always gay,
Okay.
but she was never like this.
I said her voice is deeper than mine. Shit, it's deeper than yours, Hawk. It's deep.
Yeah, yeah, and that's just like how why faggots talk with a lisp, and you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like she's doing the same thing they do. Like she's
Got it.
I think might be intersex,
That's what I
like
think.
a hermaphrodite kind of shit.
And yeah, and raised as a girl, even though
she's a chick.
Definitely
She
raised
started
as a
all
girl.
this stuff. She started all this stuff recently. You know what I'm saying? Like in the last 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Like she started all this weird because she's always been gay and she's always been tall and she's always been a girl. She's never like not been a girl. She's never like tried to like say she was a guy.
I
She's always
mean,
been,
at the end of the day, I'm good not knowing. Like, I don't need to. That secret does not need to be revealed to me.
I'm not gonna sit here and like argue. I definitely gonna argue with you about this. I don't give a shit. But I'm just telling you for somebody who like follows sports. Like she been around since high school. Like it's not like she just popped up on the scene and shit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like Michelle Obama.
Sure.
We met Michelle Obama when she was an adult. So some people who say that she's a man, it's like all right, whatever. But like we met Brittany Griner when she was in high school.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so everybody switch over to Kick. We're going to Kick. If you're up right now and you're lucid, man, Kick. We're going to Kick, man. Kick. The Kick stream, man. Kick. We're going to Kick. Kick. In like 2 minutes, man. I'm gonna be going to Kick in like 2 minutes, man.
I'm
need 2
lucid,
more
but I'm
minutes.
trying to fix that.
I'm sure we could play some sort of sun-related drinking game.
Let's see.
Altercation escalated.
Yeah. This was funny, man. I seen a lot of stuff today that I wanted to show. Salute to my man, Lewis, man. He says, salute to the nation, iconic and wicked versus wicked, iconic versus wicked match on YouTube. Salute to yeah, man. I don't know why iconic always lets wicked get under his skin, man. All right, we're gonna if you're not over on kick right now, you're gonna miss the last part of the show. So here we go. I'm ending this. Move this one. Okay, move this one.
Nothing.
This channel.
There's nothing really